grocery store, and then
Yeah.
bought this in a grocery store, and we're live now. It says we're live now. See, now we're recording. Now we're recording, baby. That's what I'm
Well,
talking about.
yeah, we're definitely recording. We're not live for the
It
fans
said
out
live.
there.
It says
Y-
live. I
Well,
feel like we're
because
trying to do a fake Fighter and the Kid intro, but it just told me we were live. So live is when you're recording too. It's live. If
yes,
it's live.
it's
We're
just
live.
meaning the podcast
We're
has
live.
started officially. We
Mm,
are live.
coming at you from the fine studios of Idaho and hell.
This is worse than hell. I'll tell you that, man. Hell, at least
Because you don't hell, you're in hell.
yeah, you've kind of come to terms with it. All right, I'm burning. That's cool. Whatever. I ain't getting out of it. But like there's kind of a glimmer of hope for the people here. Like we may think that we're actually doing something and we're like kicking the governor out and we're like trying to make big things, but we're really a shithole. Like this place
No, I mean,
sucks.
no, it's a beautiful place and it's full of good people. It really is. There's a lot of good people. It's just, shit happens and where it happened at was there.
Yeah. Oh. So
So
what is up, everybody? This is episode 65.
this
We're
is
making
no
progress.
fucking way. Is it 65?
Maybe not.
No, it's got to be 55, bro.
No,
Because
we're
we did
in the
like
60s.
50. No
So
way.
60 was your birthday, 61, and we've had two
Oh,
since we've come back. So this is 65.
oh, okay. I thought it was 50 was my birthday. So that's why I was
No.
like, bro, there ain't no way we threw another 15 after my birthday. You full of shit.
Yeah. But we're here. We're doing this thing. We got a lot to catch up on, bro.
Yeah.
It's in the short period of time from last week to this week, a lot of shit has gone down.
Bro, I was like, it was funny. At first, I was writing fucking like notes out. Like I got all these fucking notes.
Yeah.
And because I was just trying to say, not much is going on this week with fights and shit. And then I was like, holy fuck, that's actually a lot. And then after I wrote that, fucking everything went crazy.
Yeah. I
Everything.
haven't even been on my phone for the past, maybe hour or 2, 3 hours, something like that. I
Yeah.
haven't looked up any information. I haven't really been on
Fucking
Facebook or
camera can
anything.
see me fucking digging, scratching in my stuff. I gotta watch that camera now. I just got a whole nother wide angle. I ain't used to that. I started scratching my balls. I said, God damn it, you can see me on there.
Yeah. Chad, you've stepped up your game. You stepped up your studio. You've decided to invest in the podcast a little bit and get some better studio equipment. I've been bitching about that for a long time now. I'm glad you finally did it.
What it did when I coached you through your setup, I finally just took that into my own studio. Dave, he said, what, how are you getting from your mixer to your laptop right now? And I showed him, he said, burn it.
Yeah, throw it away.
Burn that. You didn't say throw it away. You said burn it. He said, burn that cable. I'm like, it worked.
Yeah.
And then it was, dude, I was going cross-eyed so many times. I mean, I
believe it.
But yeah, it's pretty cool now. This is a way that I feel way cooler.
Yeah, and you're a lot more professional. You sound great. You look great. I mean, the phone was always good. It's just not that reliable.
Yeah. Well, and then yeah, especially the other ones I'm doing. I'm just pumped. Like me, when Victoria, when I bring her out here for the Queen's Take now, it's about to be fucking fire.
Oh, so, dude.
Are you able to make that? We'll talk about this later. I don't want to get into this on the podcast. I'll start fucking asking, like, hey, bro, what about this? And listeners are like, what the fuck?
They're nerding out on equipment.
Yeah. The world's been going fucking crazy. The MMA world's fucking crazy right now, though, man.
Dude, I mean, let's start with last week's fights because they were fucking insane. I don't know if it was just the crowd of people or what, maybe. And dude, where I was watching them, the energy in the room was even insane. Like people were amped up.
It was wild because we had the prelims on as we were preparing for dinner. Like we were going to go over to my parents and we were actually, instead of ordering pizza, we were making dinner and then going over there we were going over there at 5. So it's the 3:00 prelims. We starting to prep shit. I was in there and it was different because all of a sudden we're like, you hear the crowd.
Yeah.
Like we weren't paying attention at first. And then we're like, me and Victoria looking at the TV and we're like, dude, this is wild.
Yeah. And a Florida crowd too. That's a hell of a crowd.
not like a normal crowd. This is
Nah.
Florida crowd, 15,000 plus Floridians.
Yeah. And Florida people, I mean, they do some weird, strange shit, but they definitely know how to get down with the get down when it comes down to it.
Fucking A, man.
I remember in 2011, Greg and I went to spring break in Florida, Panama City Beach. We went with Bobby, and dude, there were so many fucking people. They were all having a good time, all partying. And I don't really remember seeing too many like crazy like fights or anything stupid like that going on, but everyone's just having a good ass time. So Florida
Yeah.
knows how to party. Florida knows how to get down with these fights.
You don't
They
hear
had a
anybody
home.
ever tell Huh?
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
No, no, I feel like a dick.
Go ahead, Dick.
I was God damn. No, go ahead, man. I was just saying, yeah, you never hear about Florida being boring. That's all I was gonna say.
You,
That's
oh,
it. I
that's
didn't
true
mean to
though.
interrupt.
That's a
Yeah.
very good. That's a very true point. And I think a lot of it mainly had to do with Masvidal being the main event that night. They had a local fighter fighting for the belt. He's an exciting fighter that brings fucking crazy knockouts and shit.
Yeah, he's a hype train. I mean, and he has fans in every little group there. And I mean, but I mean, Kamaru's also a local fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're both Florida-based camps. They used a lot of the guy. I mean, you got American Top Team and the Black Zillion. What are the Black Zillions called now? They're I don't know what the name of that camp is.
I don't know what they renamed it to, but I remember that UFC series where they went up against each other, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what Kamaru's the champion from. Is
Right.
that season. So, but I mean, it was, and those, that rivalry there was obviously playing out too. But yeah, dude, it was fun. The crowd, like, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Hear crowds responding and fucking, it was badass.
So I was actually driving to my cousin's because we had a flight to catch the next day, and so I missed the first fight of the main card. But as soon as I walk in the house, everyone's like, "Oh fuck, dude, you missed it!" Like, I still don't know what happened. I heard something about some kicks and legs, and he was limping around, and the doctor said he can't walk, and called the fight or some shit, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, Anthony Smith was like fucking the first round. He was getting off on his jab, dude, just like pop, pop, pop. It was fast. It didn't look like a 205er. It looked like a 155-pound jab, and he's just fucking swelling Jimmy Crute's face up. And then he just throws this fucking nasty leg kick, like hard as fuck, and it hits right on the side of the knee.
Mm-hmm.
And when it hit on the side of the knee, I'm just looking at myself now. That fucked me up.
I'm in the corner, the bottom corner.
Handsome son bitch. Oh, there you are. Hey.
Yeah, we're just switching camera angles. It's okay, man.
All right.
We could have technology.
Go, baby. But he threw that kick to the side of the leg, and dude, it was like, so his foot does that numb shit, right?
Yeah.
And he's going numb, and he literally like goes down, and Anthony Smith like goes in like he's gonna finish him, and Jimmy Crute just boom shoots a double, gets control. Anthony Smith looked like he was actually in trouble for a second. So it was like, oh shit. And then, the round gets over, and then Jimmy Crute's walking back to his corner, and he's falling. And it's like, oh fuck. And you could see him in the corner, like his foot's just numb, dude. Like he can't stand right. Well, then the doctor comes in, and he asks him to walk towards him. And Jimmy Crute like holds it together, bro.
I think I saw that. I saw the highlight of him walking towards the doctor.
So, and he does okay. He does okay. And the ref's looking like he's going to let it go. So Jimmy Crute's walking back like, okay. And then on his last step, it just gives out. And then the ref's like, nope, fight's over. And Jimmy Crute gets pissed, man. He's like, no. And the most fucked up thing, dude, it's so fucked up. He gets pissed. And they didn't replay this a lot, but he's like, no. And he turns around and he goes to freaking punch the cage as hard as he can. And his foot just gives out and he fell, dog.
Oh my God.
He just fucking hit the canvas. It's like, hey, that was a good stoppage, dude. Like he said in an interview, he was just going to go out and jump guard.
That's crazy.
He said, he goes, it wasn't going to be a very good jump. It was going to be a one-legged jump, but I was going to jump guard.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Where did you see that part?
Like I didn't see anything. What I saw was them hyping the next fight, talking about Weidman and Uriah Hall coming out. So kind of doing the tail of the tape, just prepping everyone for that one. I missed the whole first fight. Yeah. And I show up to my cousins, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's like, "Oh man, you missed it. It was crazy." What I don't understand is how all these UFC fighters have, they're what, 260 fights in now, 261, something like that.
Yeah.
Not even including the fight nights and all the history of the UFC.
Yeah.
And they're just now finding out about this low leg kick that numbs everyone's fucking leg.
Well, I mean, it's crazy because, like, honestly, dude, it's like, and that was an old karate kick thing.
That's
like
what
the
I'm
calf
saying.
Kick. Like,
All
I
those old
remember Eric,
karate guys.
yeah, like I remember Eric Shingu and Dennis, like they were the first ones that taught me to kick them, and they'd
Mhm,
use like the instep of the foot for their
mhm.
karate, and then like the other one from Muay Thai though, Isaac's the one that showed me that. Like when Isaac was fighting Justin Smitley, he used him a bunch actually. Like they were clinched up, and Isaac was just fucking throwing his heel into the calf hella hard.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Oh shit." He's like, "Yeah, it's fucked up. It fucking hurts like a motherfucker, dude. Like when people do it to you." And then I it was funny because I was talking about this. Like this calf kick is coming back big. But remember when, and we'll get into the next thing, because remember when Anderson Silva broke his leg on Chris Weidman, we
Yes.
seen a lot less fucking below the knee fucking leg kicks, dude.
Yes.
A lot
Yes.
less
That
leg
changed the
kicks in
game for a
general.
while.
And then I think because the truth is, I mean, like you've seen a leg break, like, yeah, everybody gets pumped on those, but it takes a kicker that's used to getting checked. Like it's pretty quick to check it. And when you land wrong, that shit fucking hurts hella bad. Like, so I think that's why we didn't see him a bunch, but people are starting to use them more and get craftier and set
Yeah.
up. I mean, the game is elevated. Everyone's so fucking well rounded now, and it's
Everybody.
all well, the crazy thing is it's not like, even guys that are good strikers, they're not just like kickboxers, like there's a couple of them, but mainly everybody's doing like this MMA version of kickboxing.
Yeah.
And that's where you're
It's like a
seeing this calf.
hybrid.
Yeah, and that's where you're seeing like more success. But I mean, it's funny because in the different disciplines, it's always existed. It just
So
wasn't utilized a lot.
it's kind of crazy. That got me thinking. I mean, years ago when we first started training, it was you train in certain disciplines and you tried to mix it all together. That's kind of where the mixed martial arts came in, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can actually train mixed martial arts. There are
Well, yeah,
gyms
I
that are
mean,
designed for, there's,
MM
it's not a separate thing. They put it all together.
yeah, and that's what's kind of wild. I mean, there's still a lot of gyms that are very separated with the
Mhm.
disciplines still, which is I think
Yeah.
that's what makes those super gyms like when you're talking about Jackson's, like Jackson MMA,
Yeah.
Jackson Winklejohn, like they're not training their guys like unless somebody's just a kickboxer, they're not training them just like I mean, they have a striking system based on MMA. Dwayne Ludwig's kind of
Mhm.
his Bang Muay Thai kind of mixes in that good. And then it's pretty cool, like where I'm training up here, Austin's gym. Like
Yeah.
his system's dude, he ties in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool, that evolution. Like mixed martial arts, it's almost like MMA shouldn't be called MMA anymore. Like it's its own thing. Like mixed MMA is now a martial art in and of itself.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like it's
Yeah.
all inclusive. Like it, it used to be corny to say I train MMA,
Yeah.
but
Now it's pretty
that's
common.
actually well, I mean, but that's actually like the correct kind of term because you're not like,
Mhm.
I'm not just kickboxing, I'm not just boxing, I'm not just wrestling, I'm not just doing jujitsu,
Yeah.
like MMA as a whole. And then you see other guys from different camps that still have it very separated. And I've talked about this before. Like you can tell like guys that are like even like how Joey Holland's like a black belt in jujitsu, right? But
Yeah.
like his jujitsu just isn't translating as well to fighting. And it's like those are the different gyms where these guys that are leveling up big time, like okay, Team
Like
Alpha Male, bro,
Kumaro.
like they're yes, and Alpha Male, these gyms where they're like their grappling sessions are also they're punching the whole time. They're
Mhm.
all their striking sessions are
Exactly.
doing takedowns too. Like it's pretty wild when you get all this comfort in like tonight's stand up only, tomorrow night's jujitsu only, and like it's like damn, dude, there's a huge gap in between there. It was like the wall drills we used to do. And so that's what I'm surprised, like,
Yeah.
different gyms, like the amount of like MMA sparring that was necessary. And it's like, okay, like I always think about wall drills and shit, like fucking getting pinned against it. You're getting punched, you're getting taken down, you're getting punched, got to get up, go
Yeah.
all that. And then even, in jujitsu, how common it is, like still tons of gyms do this. And it is what it is. I'm not highly ranked or
Starting
nothing.
from the
It's just
knees.
perspective as related to MMA, like when we're starting on our knees,
Yeah, starting from the
and there's
isn't.
and people are sitting on their ass. It's like, I'm just gonna sock you in the face. It's
Mhm.
never gonna happen in an MMA fight. Like it does. You see certain guys that are crazy good at butt scooting, like I mean Ryan Hall and stuff, but for the most part,
Yeah,
they get fucking I'm not gonna get down on my knees while you're on your butt and play this game with you. Like this
no,
isn't gonna be here. We're either on our feet getting taken down or we're already into each other. So that to
exactly.
me is a wild part of it, that but you see all these different gyms mixing that in very well, and it shows. Like those guys are used to those positions and those transitions, and they're killing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% with it. And you know, you notice that all the champs, they're all well-rounded, great martial artists. You look at even the chicks, man. I mean, the chick division is a little bit different with the women.
Yeah.
You know, there you can still kind of have one solid discipline and be really effective, but you
Well,
look
they're
at the
like,
really elite ones and they're pretty good all the way around. I mean, Cyborg, she had a good jujitsu game. She never had to really use it because she was much bigger and stronger than all these other
yeah.
chicks.
I'm
But
trying to think. Go
I
ahead.
heard Tito Ortiz saying he rolled with her and she was like rolling with a 200-pound dude.
Yeah, and
So
it is wild. Like there's these people in the sport that you heard that about women or men. And I think that like women, I think we talked about this kind of before, like women's MMA right now is like MMA like via Matt Hughes, BJ Penn, George St. Pierre.
2001.
Yeah.
Two,
Like
yeah.
you got these few guys that are just like fucking crazy well-rounded and skilled, and there nobody can fuck with those top 3. Nobody's fucking with them, or they all look worlds apart. That's
Mhm.
like women's MMA right now. Like the top 3 like are just fucking crazy, and
No,
then there's
you're right.
all this like mediocre talent that's coming to rise, like, and then and then the men's side of it that's been around, that's been going on competitively and getting paid well this much longer is like taking off.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the women's levels are probably going to catch men quicker. I don't know.
Well,
I think that like if you think about who Ronda Rousey inspired, tons of those girls are just now starting to get into the sport, and you're seeing it
yeah.
like AC Barber, what's that Maverick chick? Maverick, she just fought.
I don't keep up with
Yeah,
the women
but
that much.
you're starting to see these younger women that are clearly contenders, like starting to enter the picture, and that's what like it's like hopefully they don't just get picked off and murdered early and get to carry on some confidence, because
Hopefully
Shevchenko.
they all don't have to fight Amanda Nunes right off the bat because
I
she is
mean,
heads and tails above all these other
well,
women.
and then Shevchenko's like levels above,
Yeah.
and Rose is fucking
Yeah,
legit,
Rose is just a
but
oh,
that's
oh,
what
we'll
the
get to her.
115. Yeah, and the 115-pound division is so fun because at least there's a few characters up there, but now they've all
Mhm.
fought each
Yeah.
so
Now
yeah.
now they're gonna probably keep fighting each other. I say there's a couple fights to be made with those. Joanna gets another shot at Weili Zhang. You know,
Yeah.
maybe Weili Zhang or Joanna get another shot at Rose. You know, there's
That's the
lots of fights
the
there.
yeah, and well, yeah, we'll get into that next, because I'm trying to, for the listeners out here, I'm trying to text Bobby real quick. He's asking if we're going live, and it's like, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah,
Sorry,
there's
Bobby.
nothing we could do. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg or whatever his name is, Mike Zuckerberg, is trying to get his shit together. He's got everybody in the Bay Area working on it right now. They're all sucking each other's dicks in the bathrooms and trying to figure this out as soon as they can. But so
Yeah, so you walk in,
I
everybody's talking
walk
about
in.
Anthony Smith and Jimmy Crute.
Yes. And so it takes me to the next fight. Next fight's Chris Weidman and Uriah Hall. And there's a few people that didn't know much about fighting, so I start laying the backstory. Hey, Weidman, his rise to the top was when Anderson Silva was being cocky and he knocked him out. The rematch, Anderson
Yeah.
Silva throws a kick and snaps his leg in half. I laid it out. And then fucking the most horrific thing happens. Dude, I had chills. I couldn't watch it more than once. I felt so fucking bad. I remember me and you were together when we watched Anderson Silva break his shit.
Yep. We were at Fats, right?
Valley Brew.
Valley Brew. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we were at Valley Brew and we were hungover as shit. And dude, I'll never forget that. Like the whole bar went fucking crazy.
It was nasty. And, you know, Chris Weidman come out and said he did not celebrate that bullshit.
Bullshit. Yeah. Yeah.
So Chris Weidman was like, what? He was fucking.
Yeah. He was the champ.
Yeah. He celebrated the fuck out of Anderson Silva breaking his leg. Okay.
Yeah. Dude, that was the biggest bullshit thing I've ever heard in my life.
Trying to say that. So
I love whoever put that picture on Instagram and all over the place of him running around the cage with Anderson Silva on the ground. Thank you for calling him on his bullshit.
Yeah. He was fucking crazy celebrating.
Yeah.
But
I think
so
it could have even been ESPN that posted that, but it was a good one.
What was it like? So if you guys don't know and haven't been on the internet, what happens is 14 seconds, the only strike thrown is Chris Weidman comes out and throws.
I didn't realize it was 14 fucking seconds.
That's it. There was
you just blew my mind. That's wild.
Dude, there wasn't a punch thrown. So, and this is the thing. So afterwards, you see Anthony Smith is doing his interview as they report what happened to Chris Weidman. So what happens, you guys, is Chris Weidman comes out, throws a heavy calf kick. Uriah Hall, seasoned striker,
yes,
just kind of
didn't even check it that bad.
Dude, that's how you check kick good though. He just put his weight on it, turned his
dude, like you know what I mean? Like the Weidman check was a lot more overly, you know what I'm saying? He turned it a little more.
But Weidman's check was more of a fear check. Weidman's check was picking his leg up and it turned in.
Got it.
The way Uriah Hall checked is an actual outside leg check. Like if someone tries to kick, that's the true check. You just lean on that leg and turn the shin out. Just boom.
It's plant and turn, right?
Yeah, you just kind of you don't even have to like do
too much. Yeah, you kind of sit down in your base a little bit too, right?
He just leans over and Weidman's leg just wraps around Uriah Hall's leg and he snaps his leg. And in slow motion, you see Weidman just
boom,
kits, and he's still staring at Uriah Hall mean. And he pulls his leg back and he's still all mean. And then he goes to stand on it and his leg folds in half and you see him go, like he had no idea until he went to step on it. And he recently came out and said that's when the bone broke through the skin. So,
yeah,
I mean,
well, typically with a compound fracture like that, it's not the initial kick. I mean, it all depends, but you know, it's usually the step back. Yeah. And God, what are the fucking chances? Okay, let's talk about odds and math.
It's impossible. You cannot figure those odds.
The same guy that checks a leg kick and breaks a leg is the same guy that throws a leg kick and breaks his own leg.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
It is absolutely crazy.
People talk about the fucking weird shit last year, right? Started off crazy. We lose the best basketball player in the fucking world. And then fucking COVID hits and no more fucking restaurants and no more businesses and all this craziness. But this is even crazier. Even fucking crazier.
I gotta rewind it for a second. Me and John were going through. I think everybody forgets what was going on before COVID. There was hella more crazy shit. You know, Kobe had passed, but there was the wildfires. Dude, there was so many crazy events that happened months before that it like everybody forgets that when COVID hit, it's like, oh, of course there's a virus. Because remember the killer bees that were gonna come in.
Yeah, the killer wasp or whatever. Yeah.
Killer wasp that were gonna come in. There was I mean, dude, there was so much stuff. And then now we're going through and things are trying to get better. First live audience, calf kicks are getting popular. This is the thing that I was getting at for the people. So Anthony Smith is doing his post-fight interview where he throws that same exact kick, but gets it successfully. He lands that kick successfully. Jimmy Crute's leg goes numb, and it wasn't actually Anthony Smith landed like behind the knee. But so he's doing the interview. They tell him, "Oh, Chris Weidman broke his leg." He's like, "Fuck." And Anthony Smith says, "I have no idea how that guy's ever lost a fight. He's the most talented person I've ever trained with in my life, bar none, by far." He's like,
That's what a lot
he's
of
just,
people say about him.
yeah. And he's like, "I have no idea how he can ever have lost a fight." And so they'd been training together close for this camp. So okay, Chris Weidman's in the back. Anthony Smith gets the W. They're like, "Oh, Weidman's warming up. How'd he win?" "Oh, he threw that leg kick behind the knee, fucking made his leg go numb." Weidman's probably like, "Fuck yeah, that's a game plan." He just goes out there and fucking like forgot that like nobody told Weidman that Anthony Smith was jabbing for 4 minutes before he threw
Yeah.
that leg kick.
Yeah,
Like,
he didn't just
like,
come out swinging with
Anthony,
it.
yeah, and Anthony Smith wasn't fighting Uriah Hall.
Yeah,
You
that's a
know, like, I
different
mean,
level of
like,
opponent.
I'm not gonna open with a leg kick against Uriah
A
Hall.
seasoned veteran. Uriah Hall's
Yeah,
been in the game a
might
minute, and he's
well,
solid.
his style of kickboxing and striking, he's not somebody you're gonna open up with the leg kick. Like, that
Yeah.
just doesn't seem like a good strategy.
No, dumbest
Yeah.
strategy in the fucking world.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but it didn't work for the guy. I mean, fuck, dude. Like,
Poor
come
guy,
on.
man.
I mean, and he put everything into that kick, dude. I
What
mean,
really
that
was
so
sad.
It was sad as fuck.
Dude, what was sad about it was everyone talking like he's gonna make a comeback. And I mean, in my opinion, he was already trying to make a comeback. He's not the champ no more. He really wasn't working his way up towards a title shot. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the end of his fucking like competitive career in the UFC.
And the saddest part is like, dude, when you seen him in the pre-fight interviews and his press con, like his skin looked good, like he looked like he was truly clean and back in shape, and he looked like he was truly without
A
anybody saying
champion,
it.
right?
Yeah, Weidman looks good.
Yeah, everybody could tell. Everybody could tell.
And I mean, for me, it was because I keep saying it, but I know him.
Ranger.
Yeah, that's why I was eyeballing him. Like, don't run off. I got the door open right now. I was like, mom's bartending in Elk River, so
He's checking out those racks you got back there.
he does.
Smelling them.
It's fucked up, bro. My mom was in here drunk, and she goes, Ranger kept sniffing the last whitetail I killed, the antlers. Yeah, they were small. They were smaller.
She gave it to him as a chew toy, huh?
Trophy California buck, but yeah, it's true. When I brought him back to California, we were like, "Fuck, that's a nice deer." I'm like, they're like all pumped up, and I'm like, I literally got laughed out of the bar, made fun of, and ridiculed for killing something this small.
Yes.
So, dude, but this speaks to it. Hey, Ranger, stay here. Stay here, boy. Be a good boy. But some Ranger sniffing him. I go, "Oh yeah, he always wants to chew on my antlers." And then next thing I know, Ranger's got him. I was like, "Ranger." She goes, "Oh, I gave him to honey." You don't want those tiny little things. What are you gonna do with those? I was like,
that's fucked up. That's the most recent fucking kill.
I go, "Mom, that was the last buck I killed. That's why I kept them." And she's like, "Oh, you were really trying to keep those? Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just they were so cute, and I thought Ranger would want." And I'm like, "You are making this so much worse, Mom. You are making this way worse."
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
I love your mom.
I mean, she was like so like laughing because she couldn't believe that I was actually somewhat proud of those antlers.
She was laughing because you fucking should have thrown those away, like in her opinion.
No, I mean,
I don't think so. I get it, but she's like, "Come on, Chad. This is something a little kid keeps."
I don't want to tell her that's the last buck that I killed with my father so far. So
yeah, right. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. You need to hold her feet to the fire on that one.
No, they're chewed up. They're chewed to shit. And I said, "Fuck them" after that. And I said, "Fine."
These don't mean shit to me.
No, see, you got to remember, I'm long term, Dave. It's gonna be like fucking 10 years from now, and be like, "Yeah, that was the last buck I had," you know. That's fucked up.
Yeah, you're getting to a whole nother level.
Chris Weidman fucking
Snapped his
breaks
leg.
his leg.
He
Snaps his
snapped it.
leg.
Everyone in the fucking house where I'm watching it goes absolutely crazy. I think one or two people might have missed it, like on the initial kick, because they were looking at their fucking phones, and all of a sudden the replay comes and everyone's just reaction. It made me feel like we were in Valley Brew.
I think, yeah, I don't think like even who is it? My mom didn't realize what happened and she was watching it. So I think that people didn't, I guess maybe they never been that traumatized before.
I seen it right away. I was like,
That's what I
holy
mean. I
fuck, he
did
broke
too,
his leg
but
in
then
half.
I think Victoria was like, "What the fuck?" And then my dad's like, "What happened? What happened?" And my mom's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "He just broke his fucking leg." And then
Yeah.
they replay it and everybody's like, "Oh." Yeah. So same thing.
So I know 3 fighters in the UFC that have done this.
That's it. There's only those 3.
Can you name the 3? All 3 of them.
Yeah. Corey Hill, Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Corey Hill one people forget about. That motherfucker was tall and lanky and had some skinny ass fucking legs.
That was the end of his fight career too. And
he
then
died,
Tyron,
right?
I don't think he died from that.
Yes. No, he died like a couple of years later from some
Yeah.
infection or something, but he was way too young.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
like-
yeah. Yeah. He had like an untimely death. But
Yeah.
And then Tyrone, I know Tyrone Spong did it in a kickboxing fight. And then there's been a few people that did it, but it's like, but only those 3 in the UFC.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. And that's what I say, like the birth of these calf kicks, like Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, which I say that to me, this can affect the rematch.
Oh, it should. It should, right?
I don't give a fuck who you are. Everybody that's going into I actually sparred Monday night and I threw hella leg kicks. It didn't bug me, but but most like everyone's thinking about it. Like heavy,
you have to be.
That's your worst nightmare, dude. And like
you got to be thinking out it on both sides, throwing it and defending it.
Yeah, I don't know how heavy I'm gonna throw this kick right now. Just set it up. Don't go out and start the fight with a calf kick like against a fucking good striker, like in a well-planted striker like Uriah.
And he kind of ran at him, I felt like, right?
Dude, he just fucking
rushed him.
Like it was the most like Mongol fucking just, and he was
I feel
so
like you're
confident.
hating on him right now. That's fucked up.
I am hating on him somewhat. Like, dude, I like Chris Weidman like a ton, but I'm like, bro, you ran out and just you went to just bury a leg kick in his cat. Not even like, if you see the way he turned it over, dude, that's not even like, Uriah Hall's leg didn't have to move much because it was already going to be checked.
Yeah. He was throwing it almost at the knee, right?
Well, I mean, he was throwing it at the calf, which is right below the knee. Like he's throwing it on that, but Uriah Hall hadn't like stepped in a way, or his feet weren't placed in a way that would justify you throwing that kick. It was just like Weidman was like, I'm just going to throw this kick. Like it'd be like, you're just going to throw a right hand and the guy's 6 feet to the right.
You think it was a corner thing? Do you think his corner might have advised that? I don't know. I didn't read anything about that.
I think he got pumped up from fucking Anthony Smith winning by a leg kick, and he really thought he was just going to go out and fucking fuck Hall up with a leg kick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it was wild, dude. I mean, it's fucked up because it's so sad, but I mean, it was so odd.
I want to say this before this happens, so when it does happen, we know. A potential, I don't want to say this. I got to knock on some wood or something, but a potential person for this to happen to is John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. Like, John Jones throws a lot of heavy leg kicks. He could throw them at 205ers, but you throw him at fucking Francis Ngannou?
But John Jones, but see, this is part of the point.
He sets him up a lot better. I understand that, but
that's what I'm saying.
He's got small legs though too.
Yeah, he's got small legs, but it's a totally different mindset. Even Francis Ngannou hasn't really had his legs kicked out, because when people kick his legs, he just sleeps them. His arms are longer than most people's leg reach. So, I mean, watch when you see fucking Francis Ngannou. It's odd. I've pointed out to other people, when his arms are hanging, watch where his elbows are. Like my elbows are like quite a few inches above my hips. Francis Ngannou's elbows are like on his hip. That's
Yeah.
how long his fucking arms are.
Oh
They're
yeah.
like on his hip. So, I mean, it's still a totally different game. Like, yeah. I mean, John Jones has got small legs, but it's just like Uriah Hall. Like, why you're gonna go out and just try to and like I said, it wasn't like he took the angle to even kick the calf.
Yeah.
I mean, he stepped,
He just wrapped his leg around it.
bro. Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
that's why nobody thinks that Uriah Hall really like checked that hard. It's because he was already in a position
that it
to
was going to be
defend.
checked.
Yeah, he just had to lean on his leg into it,
Mhm.
and that's why it was like, like look at Uriah Hall's face.
He was very classy. I do have to say, he did
he's
not
classy.
celebrate
But no,
one
I'm saying,
fucking
like,
bit.
as Weidman's throwing the kick, like you don't see Hall flinch or nothing because it's like, well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, like you're gonna okay. Like
Let me
like it was just crazy. I mean,
let me ask you this, Chad. Do you think I know Uriah Hall didn't celebrate, and I know he's very classy in defeat, and I agree with that 100%. But when you get in that fucking locker room and you have that fucking check in your hand,
no,
you got to
Uriah
feel a
Hall,
lot better.
that's what I said. It happened to the worst person it could happen to, because
He's
Uriah
a
Hall,
basket case.
yeah, he doesn't like hurting people. So like when he beat Anderson Silva, he was crying. Like Uriah Hall had an anger issue from being picked on as a Jamaican kid with an accent and shit. And then he said that like he'll feel bad when he hurts people afterwards. Like he's just talented and he does it. And then sometimes he gets mad, but then he really just doesn't like hurting people. So I think that he's happy to get the win and move forward. He's older now and a little more mature, and he understands that's what happens in the game. And he knows too, like, dude, that was a stupid leg kick to throw. Like, he's not gonna say it, but he knows, like, what were you thinking? Like, what were you in his mind? It's like, what were you thinking? But he's like, God damn it, I just ruined this guy's career. He's gonna have to have grown like intensively mentally to not like that's in his head that he ruined Chris Weidman's career.
Really?
Like, I really believe he's someone that's going to wear that. So I don't think it did him any favors.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, he's going to be happy. He's get the win. He said he's going to move on, but
I guarantee Weidman was partying after he fucking won that title.
Dude, I mean, he was partying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was fucking.
Remember the knockout? It was like Ray Long was like, punch a fucking hole in his chest. So they already like did not like Anderson Silva. And at that time, nobody really. Anderson Silva lost.
Well, no one liked him because no one could beat him.
Well, and then he started fucking around and got boring fights. He started fucking with people too long. And everybody's like, it's like, just finish the fight, dude. And that's what he was fucking with Chris Weidman. Like, but, I mean, it was what it was. People were already turning on Anderson Silva. So when Weidman knocked him out, they're like, yes, motherfucker, finally. And then when Weidman breaks his leg, they're like, yeah. And Weidman's like, that's what's up,
Yeah. And that's bullshit too, though. I never thought Anderson Silva was boring, even when he did a lot of showboating.
I'll say he was boring as fuck versus Damian Maia.
Damian Maia. That was the only boring fight. Other than that, name another. There
was one more that he did it on.
It was
Damian Maia, and then he did it on it's gonna kill me. But yeah.
His fights against Chael were very fucking action packed, exciting. Chael almost had the wins and
had the win. I mean, 5 rounds of pure dominance and then just boom.
Yeah. Exactly.
But, I mean, no, they were always dude, respect the fuck. I mean, you couldn't hate on it. I mean, especially anybody that's ever trained a moment in their life to see what he's doing, the top talent in the world, and you go into a gym and like, I mean, just it's so much different when you just watch it. I still watch and you'll feel like, fuck yeah, I can pull that off. I can do that. And then you get your ass whooped and you're like, how the hell is that fucking possible? You know what I mean? But it does take moments. Like you'll get that false confidence. Like it's like watching a jiu-jitsu move and you're like, I never
could do that, no problem. Yeah.
never thought about that sweep. I'll hit that every time now. And then you go for it and it's like, like, what am I doing wrong? And then come to find out everything,
Right?
you know, like, or you just don't have the skill and the timing. Like
Yeah.
there's a little more to it, you
Well,
know.
and it takes practice. I mean, that's the bottom line with moves. Like most
It,
people aren't Bobby Curley and can pick them up and do them fucking badass.
well, well, that speaks volumes because it's not just practice.
Mhm.
It's not just practice. It's not
Yeah.
just repetition.
But it
There
takes
is
practice.
Yeah, oh, 100%. But on top of it all, when you're talking about that level, there is a tremendous amount of actual skill and talent involved. Like
Yes.
and that's what I mean about the sport now. There was a time where you can work hard enough and be in good enough shape and just be a grinder, you
Yeah.
know,
And
and
when tons
and
of fights get to a title
and
shot.
get to a title and possibly win it.
Mhm.
Those times are fading quickly.
Oh
Now
yeah.
it's people with that work ethic and the talent, and that's what Anderson Silva was. He was a work ethic with an amazing talent.
Mhm.
Now that's mostly what it is. So you know, and not
Now there's more Anderson Silvas in that division than you even imagine.
with more knowledge abundant for
No, I'm
people,
sure.
more opportunities to train and take it in.
Or
So
even better submissions and things of that nature. Anderson's always been a jujitsu guy as well, but he's never really been like one of those elite jujitsu black belts that everyone's fucking talking about, right?
he didn't have to. You know, you seen Travis Luter, he triangled him,
Mhm.
then he fucking elbowed him till, you know, but
Right?
I mean, it was just he was a true mixed martial artist, GSP, good mixed martial artist. Like there's
Mhm.
these guys, you know, BJ Penn was like, you
He
know,
was the
fuck,
first,
dude.
one of the
Yeah, and
first.
he's a you know, world champion black belt that starts fucking boxing and knocking motherfuckers out. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like it's fucking crazy. Like so that realm was talent and BJ Penn was like a lot of talent. People said he didn't even fucking work hard. He just
Yeah.
fought,
They
you
said he
know?
was just natural. They said he
Yeah.
had some of the most natural talent ever. So I've always been a huge BJ Penn fan, especially towards the end of his career when he went on that 55 title run and won and fought Sean Shirk and all of that. Like that's when I
Yeah.
felt like BJ was really finding himself and his
That
striking game was unbelievable at that time.
when he fucking knocked Sean Shirk out with those upper bah, 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 and then
Yeah.
he fucking
Against the cage, had him
walked
fucking
away
just
and then
grinding him.
runs over and scoops the blood up off Sean Shirk and then licks his glove. I
Yeah.
was like, that's the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Right?
I love that. I want that moment. Like I want to
Yeah.
bask in my opponent's blood. I want to drink his fucking blood. Like that spoke to my soul. And then I got choked unconscious in front of 5,000 people in a minute. So yeah,
Oh, Chad.
I ain't gonna lick anybody.
You got to drop that, brother. You've come a long way since then. You've actually won a fight. You got to win on your pro record, bro.
No, I don't, dog. That wasn't legit pro, bro.
Oh my god, Chad, you got
That
to
wasn't
redeem
my
yourself.
doing. Yeah, nah, I don't even know, bro. I that was a joke. That fight card that night was so pumped with fans and everything because I was planning on fighting again 100%. Truly was. And that was the point of this running and getting training more consistent. Then I was figuring like, oh shit, when local shows have crowds back, like October or November, like I would mostly like to fight in the winter because I can train hard. Like when it
Yeah,
gets really hot, I'm not a good person in the heat. But anyway, but I was like, fuck, dude, I'm probably, you know, I'm fucking just keep going, see what's up, and you know, like let a fight pop up and then fucking commit and do it. And then I watched that and I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, bro. Fucking crowd. And then Weidman's leg snapped and I'm like, "Hey, man, I got a company, bro. Like, I can't
yeah.
not work."
Shit.
It,
What if I'm on
it really,
crutches?
like,
How am
I
I
can't,
supposed to install granite on crutches?
I swear to God, I talked to Victoria. I was like, babe, I was really wanting to fight, but I think it's a bad idea now. She's like, I'll support you, but it's stupid. Like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I was like, I'm not, bro.
I'll
Then
support you, but it's
it,
stupid.
it, then I went and sparred Monday night. Austin beat the shit out of me, by the way.
He's a little fucking scrapper, huh?
Bro,
Like he's one
he
145 he fights at?
yeah, he's going up to
That's crazy.
155. Bro, he's good. He's solid and he's
No,
tall.
I
He's
know.
like,
That's what I mean.
I do better against big guys than I do him. I was gonna ask him, like, what what are you doing to me besides training consistently and fighting at a professional level and all this other stuff? But like it's got to be something different.
What kind of techniques and
Yeah.
books are you reading
Well,
and,
no,
and videos are you?
dude, he crowds me and pressures me in a weird way. But like, so I'm like throwing, dude. I wore a sweater on Monday night, and I know it was only like 70 degrees, but it was like, but when it raises 30 degrees suddenly, like, dude, my body's overheating. I'm going crazy. But I wear a sweater. Remember how I used to always train in a sweater, like doing.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was like, dude. I like it. It keeps me warm. So I wear a sweater, and then everyone's like, "What the fuck are you doing in a sweater?" I was like, dude, I just like it. I like the sweat, everything. So we go through the 30, 40 minutes of fucking drills and mitt work and all this shit. And then we start sparring. And then so I sparred one round. We're doing 3-minute rounds, 40-second rest. Spar one of the heavyweights, and I spar Cadis, who's like he's between 155, 170 here. And then I go with Austin, and I'm like, we start sparring. And at this time, I took my sweater off, and then we start. And bro, I'm already getting lightheaded, just moving. All of a sudden, I'm like, I fucked up. I sweat like 6 pounds already. And he hits me, and I'm like, seeing stars. He's like, dude, you're all right. I was like, dude, I was already seeing. He's like, I didn't think I hit that hard. I was like, I was seeing stars before you punched me. Like I'm fucked up. Shouldn't wear my sweater. So
Yeah.
like, all right, then we keep sparring, and then he just starts, bro. I'm like,
Worn the
trying
sweater.
not to,
Let me
I'm
take
trying not
this thing off.
and I'm trying not to throw up, bro. Like I'm sparred and like I'm just like, fuck, dude. Well, it'd been like a month since I sparred, but I'm like, fuck, and we're he won't let up. He just I'm talking fucking like a lot of punches. And then like I'm like, fuck, and I don't want to, I'm too prideful to fucking take a knee. So I'm like, I'm fucking, and I'm like, and then I do take a knee and he just keeps punching me. I'm like, ah, and then he like backs up for a second. I'm like, all right, stand up, we start sparring again. And then I'm like, all I'm thinking is like, if you sock me at the right place in my stomach, I'm gonna throw up all over you. That's what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna throw up all over you.
That's the
And
worst
fucking,
feeling when you're sparring with somebody and you're like one punch in the wrong spot and you're
oh,
gonna barf or shit
and
everywhere.
he's just like getting warmed up. And so then like I'm going down, I'm leaning against a punching bag, bro. And I'm just like staring at him. And he's just punching me in the face and punching me in the body, then punch me. And then he starts and he'll fucking he's relentless. He'll dig a couple in. I'm like, why? Like he looks so happy to beat me up, bro. He looked like you know what I'm saying? Like he looked like it was like both times that he starts teeing off on me, it was like he's like, God, I've been wanting to punch this fucker every like that's what it felt
Yeah.
like. I'm like really enjoyed fucking beating me up, dog. And then like I'm going down, and then finally he kind of laughed, and then like the round was over. Like the last like 5 seconds, bro, he just kind of tapped me and laughed, and I'm like, all right, fucker.
Yeah.
God damn it. But he fucked me up, dude.
Yeah.
He fucking
That's
like
what's up though, man. That's what it takes every once in a while to kind of put that ego in there and all right, okay, I need to get back in here and train a little bit.
And this like shorter lady, she comes in and she's like sparring. So I'm just like, all right. She's like, you want to go? I'm like, okay. And I'm fucking exhausted, but I'm like, well, this is cool, easy 3 minutes. Like I get to just
Yeah,
focus
just
on
move.
I was like,
yeah.
clearly I have no head movement right now. Like truly, like my head movement's off. I haven't been sparring. I'm like, all right, and I'm gonna try to just paw her punches and see what I can do. So I'm playing around like that. And then like I see where she's standing. I'm like, okay, this is kind of a kickboxing class. So I just use my instep to kind of just tap her leg. She's like, oh yeah, we can kick, huh? And I'm like, yeah, and so, and I'm not punching her, I kind of would barely just touch her in the head. Like I'm
Yeah.
truly just playing her. She goes to kick and I checked it. Like so unintentional, bro. And
You break her leg?
ah, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't even mean to check it, bro. But she really like threw a leg kick right after Weidman breaks his fucking leg on the
dick.
it was just it's like a flinch. Like if someone swings at you and you jerk, like that's how
Yeah.
my front leg usually is on a check. I just check, and then she's like, ah, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm so sorry. And then, dude, it was bad. And then the next dude, yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, that sucks. You know what's funny? You mentioned overheating. I it's been happening to me every once in a while, and I find out it's more common when I don't drink water. I always forget, like I'll have a busy day at work and I'm not drinking much water, and then I'll get in and I'm setting up the mats and cleaning them, and then all of a sudden I'll train. And if I have a shirt on underneath my gi or any type of rash guard or anything, dude, I just get fucking so hot to where I feel like my whole body's gonna explode. And I've even, dude, Greg will tell you, in the middle of rolling with people, have stopped, ripped off my gi and ripped off my rash guard and threw it to the side because I'm just overheating. I'm like sweating. I can't fucking breathe. I'm like, what in the fuck? So when I was in Indianapolis, I brought my gi and stuff, but I didn't have I had a rash guard, but I don't know. I don't really like wearing rash guards. And then the way the class started, I kind of just had to throw the gi top on and get on the mats. And so I had this really thick cotton t-shirt on. And so, dude, I'm doing the warm up. I'm running through everything. I'm shrimping and we're going, dude. And all of a sudden I'm standing in line and I'm overheating. And I'm like, dude, people no one knew me, so I didn't really give a fuck. But dude, I'm just standing there and I'm like, it's so fucking hot in here, like hella humid. And dude, I just start ripping my shirt down as much as I can at the collar. And I'm ripping it down, and then all of a sudden I rip my gi open like fucking Superman. I just go like this, like I'm on a Girls Gone Wild video. And then all of a sudden I look around and I was like, fuck, man. And then I finally cooled off and I tied my shit back up and I was like, all right, I just got to calm down. But I was so hot. I just wasn't used to the temperatures. I didn't drink any water that day. It's so bad.
I drank like fucking 3-4 liters of water that day. But yeah, you see me, I sweat like a tank, bro. So I get it, the overheat, but I like to be hot and sweating, but it was just that I sweat way too. And I ain't been I've been training I missed 2 weeks and then I've been training like once a week, twice a week if I'm lucky. So, I'm running every day and not every day now, but yeah,
good amount.
Yeah, and working out and shit, but it was just different, dude. But yeah, I wish I could have seen you.
You're not running as much as Greg.
Dude, here's the thing. If I would have done what I was gonna do, I would have been smoking.
I hear a lot of woulda, couldas.
It's true, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. What was it? Last week, I went in for no-gi on Thursday, and dude, my body was fucking so fucking sore. Like, once again, that was like Austin choked me like 10 times in 3 minutes. I'm not lying, bro. The dude I have hella respect for him too. Like, so it's different for me. Like, how to,
yeah. When you're rolling with people you actually respect and stuff.
Yeah, and probably doesn't matter. Probably doesn't matter. I'm not using that as an excuse. So I just start being bullheaded because I'm thinking I'm gonna get a sweat out of this. So I just run in because he's sitting on his ass waiting for me and shit, and I'd run in, get choked, run in, get choked, run in, get choked. And his progression, his system of like the way he uses his butterfly guard and everything, it is my kryptonite. Like other people, his specific style just murks me.
Yeah.
And so he tapped me hella times, dude. I was so fucked me up. That took me out of the running for a while. So then when I sparred Monday night, dude, it destroyed me. Like it really made me feel old, bro. Like, and I haven't had that so long to where I'm like, because it wasn't just like that. By the time we were sparring, I was done. But I really hit the mitts hard and I was feeling great. Like the running fucking basically reversed it because I was feeling confident, had my sweater on. I'm in fucking shape. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking dying. Oh my God, I'm fucking dying. Oh my God, he's still punching me. Like, is he gonna take a break and not punch me anymore? Nope, he's still punching me. Oh my God, he looks he looks really happy punching me. Like, why are you this happy punching me, bro? I thought we do a podcast together. Like, it's just you don't actually like me, bro. You're hitting me harder. Like, it was like,
yeah.
I told him that old school documentary of Dustin Poirier. It was like I forget what it was, but
I don't know if I've seen it.
Oh, dude, it was up and coming. I thought it was Tap Out, but it wasn't Tap Out. But it was something. It was a documentary following Dustin Poirier coming up, and it was when he was training with Tim Kruger. So there was this dude that would come in and out of the gym, and he was like kind of talented, but he would never train, and he would show up the week before a fight. And they were fucking pissed because they're like, he'll just show up and say he's got a fight next week, and da-da-da-da. So he shows up. They knew he had a fight, and he hadn't been in the gym, and then he shows up 1 week before the fight. So Tim Kruger goes to Dustin Poirier. He's like, hey, fuck him up. Fuck him up. I'm tired of this shit. Fuck him up. So Dustin Poirier, bro, beats the fucking shit out of this dude. Beats the shit out of him. As he's fucking him up, the cameras are zooming in. He's like, I'm sorry, bro. Coach told me to do this, bro. Bah, bah, bah. Like the meanest ass whooping I've seen, like on camera in a training room.
Wow.
While he's apologizing, coach told me to do this. You need to show up to training. And he fucking beats the shit out of him. Well, afterwards, I went over to Austin. I was like, hey, you ever see that Dustin Poirier documentary? It was on Tap Out. He's like, no, it was on. He's like, oh, no, that wasn't Tap Out. That was such and such. I'm like, yeah, that one. I go, you remember Tim Cruder when that dude? He's like, yeah. I was like, I felt like that guy tonight. And you were Dustin Poirier, bro. Thanks, Todd. He just started. But
you
anyway,
know,
so I was
well,
sore as fuck. So it took me out of some of my running because I truly had to recover. So Greg got a lead. And then I realized I'm like, fuck this shit, dog. I'm still going to be running. But Greg, kudos, bro. You were taking the fuck off.
Yeah, Greg
saved me from myself tonight. So the reason I was pissed that the bet went till May 2nd. Okay. The reason I'm on this podcast now is I had a plan that tonight was April 30th and I was watching the mileage. So I had it all set up with my mom, which all of it fell apart anyway. Axel fell asleep at like 6:30 and then like pissed himself. So it went to work, but I was taking Axel to my mom's to sleep tonight. And I had everything set up to run from 9 p.m. to midnight. And I had a timer set for 11:58 so that it would stop me and my run would record on the night of April 30th.
Right at 11:58.
Yeah, I was going to try to run like, I just had it planned. I'm like, I'm going to run like 15 to 18 miles on the track. And I'm just going to run around the track literally for 3 hours listening to podcasts.
You could still do that.
Yeah, I mean, but now I'm not going to do it because I sparred Monday and my body was wrecked. And I'm thinking this is going to hurt, but I'm still doing it. And then Greg started running more and more. And like, I was like, dude, when Axel, like, so when I was texting you, I'm like, okay, you still down? Okay. I'm like, all right. So I'm not going to drink on the podcast. And I was texting my mom. I'm like, hey, I'm still bringing Axel over. She's like, are you going to do your run thing? I'm like, yeah, I'm still doing it. Like when we bought the trailer, I was doing it. My mom had to bring us a check down to fucking buy that trailer. And she's like, I was like, no, Mom, I'm gonna bring Axel over, then I'm gonna go to the track and run. I was like, and I'm probably gonna sleep at your place. I'm gonna be fucking fucking tired. And so wake up with Axel or whatever.
Yeah.
And then fucking Axel falls asleep at 6:30. I'm like, fuck. And I'm texting you. I'm like, all right, he's down for the podcast. I'm like, all right, let's see what's up. And then I'm like, fuck this shit, bro. I'm gonna go out and have some drinks, do this fucking pot. When me and Bobby started talking about like somebody could just tell Greg to stop, and I'm like, yeah, fuck that, because I knew I was gonna seal the win with it.
Yeah.
Now I would have to do that and kill myself Saturday and kill myself Sunday. And if I did that, Greg wasn't coming off a long run, so he'd be fresher.
Exactly.
So he could push Saturday and Sunday. And I'm like, my whole strategic game plan went out the window because I was planning on it being over at midnight tonight. Yeah. When I seen the bets till fucking May 2nd, I was pissed. I'm like, this fucking ruins I can't do it Sunday night because I gotta fucking go to work on Monday. So it ruined everything.
I'll tell you this, Greg is not meant to last in this competition. He's going to go hard the first maybe 2, maybe 3 months.
That's what I'm saying.
And then he can't keep up this kind of pace for, a long-term thing.
He's light enough that he probably can. He really can.
I'm saying, no, with running takes a lot out of your body. His knees are going to fucking start to hurt. And maybe
lighter, that dude's built to run, bro. And Bobby is too. Bobby's got a lighter frame too. Like I'm a fucking horse on fucking legs. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm like a fucking rock when I run. It's like awful.
Look at Bobby and Dave's paces. Like they're
Bobby and Greg.
Yeah. What did I say?
Dave.
Bobby and Dave. Oh.
Yeah. They keep great paces, but Greg's runs, he averages like 8-mile runs, dude. And he's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's been 4 to 5 and it's been good. I'm pumped that we got him fired up. I'm pumped to see what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just glad because this is going to help us all really go to the next level. I know this past month was awful for me, and that's fine. I could accept the L on this one.
You're doing it. You're doing it. You didn't get as many runs, but now you got a little fire under yourselves too. Like, fuck, I got to at least beat last month. I would expect it, right? That's
exactly. That's where I'm at with it. I want a better performance. I did great on the first month of it, and I felt a lot better. My jujitsu,
every goal,
my jujitsu was better. Just overall, like my back and my neck and my jujitsu pains, I call them, they were working themselves out with the runs. And just like Bobby said earlier today in the group message, he's like, man, dude, my body's starting to feel a lot better and this and that. So I want to get to that point again. This month just got a little out of hand, out of I just started late with
Yeah.
the whole foot thing. It was fucked up. But
Yeah.
I want to make a comeback. I want to prove myself. I got a story for you because you opened up and you told us about Austin whooping your ass and the chick beating your ass. And sorry, no, the chick didn't beat you up. But no, I got kicked in Indiana. I got all this confidence. You know, I'm watching everyone roll. I'm like, oh, I don't know these motherfuckers. So I don't really got anything to lose at this point, right? I'm just gonna go in here and never see these guys again. So I watched this one guy, and he was like the main instructor, like for the fundamentals classes. He was a brown belt, probably about a little smaller than me, but he looked really solid with his technique, and you know, probably like one of the teacher's favorite students, and he looked good. And so I wanted to roll with him. And then there was another brown belt in there. I rolled with him. I did really well against them. And then all of a sudden I go up against the instructor, and he did not hold back on me. I've rolled with Andre and I've rolled with Dennis, and they're nice guys. I realize they're really nice to me, because this dude was not. He tapped me out probably 10 times within one round, 5 or 6 minute round. I got tapped every minute of that round. And I was just like, all right, yeah, there's levels to this shit. I thought I was on this level over here, and he put me down way down to there.
It's so, that's the cool thing about jujitsu too, is like it's humbling in a cool way.
Yeah.
Because when you get like, you know, in sparring or fighting, you get beat up. It's violent. You know, you get beat up.
True.
Even if somebody's doing something incredibly technical, like I know Austin, dude, I've been obsessing over Monday night. Like I was pissed that I didn't make it Wednesday. I couldn't just work, whatever. That's been, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking about like, what is he doing? He's crowding me. And then I'm like, I was thinking about the way he was coming forward, and he was shaking his head. Like I was going to throw these front kicks, and he's like, nah. I'm like, fuck. And then I was mad though, because I should have there's just, I just kept thinking about it so much. I'm like, how? And then I go, dude, I'm not taking angles. I'm not using footwork. I have no head movement right now. And it's pressuring me so much at such a different pace. You know me, bro. I walk forward and walk through.
You like to be the pressure guy.
I can't do that with him. He just sidesteps me and then hits me with like 4 shots. And it's like, I'm like, fuck. And then I'll go to, you know, like I'm not setting up stuff. I'm not actually throwing combos like other people that move slower. I have a little bit quicker reflexes in, so I can kind of see different shit coming. Him, he's quicker and he has better angles. So I'm just getting beat up, and it bugs the fuck out of me, bro.
Yeah, I bet, dude. It sucks.
Like you said, it's inspiring in a good way. But like, so anyway, that's more like a violent way. But with jujitsu, when you get dominated, it's like so smooth and fluent. It's confusing. It's like, why do I feel like I'm nothing? Like it's not, you know, cause like when you're getting beat up, you feel like, oh, you know, but you're like in a fight.
Yeah.
When you get beat up in jiu-jitsu, it's like, I don't know what's going on. Like this is weird.
And don't you hate when they after you get your ass kicked, maybe the person you're rolling with is hella cool, and they're like, yeah, man, you move around really well. Like you got some good technique. Yeah. Like you're like, fuck you, man. Don't make
they compliment you. It's like, fuck you, dog. You prove that I'm nothing, you asshole.
Yeah. Like, that's how I felt rolling with that instructor over there.
Well, I swear to God, like rolling like gi and stuff, like from like the you know, the different people, even Nick, Nate, Randy Spence and everything. It was you know, they always fucking whoop my ass. But when I went no gi up here with Michael Chiesa, that was a different kind of feeling. And the fucked up thing is, bro, boys, you know, because I'm a bigger guy in the room. I look athletic. You know, I got a good,
you got the look.
Retro shop rash guard on. You know,
sponsored. You're sponsored.
Under Armour leggings, bro. I don't wear shorts and nothing. I wear leggings and a rash guard. So you know, because it's comfortable. Call me over. Okay. We touched for like 5 seconds, and I watched his entire body relax, his face change. The moment we touched, he knew I wasn't a threat.
Yeah.
Like it took him like 5 seconds to
To
realize,
read right through that bullshit.
read through everything and go, huh. And then like it was the most polite way I've ever been dominated in my life. And I talked to other people about it. They're like, it's funny you say that. It's true. And I go, yeah, dude, he's just like, because he's not like like most jujitsu, like true jujitsu guys are so much pressure.
Mhm.
They're pressure on you and they're always into you.
Yeah,
It's a
tight.
deep pressure, right? So, and sometimes that might give you confidence because you feel like you're grinding in with them.
Yeah.
He, he was like just chilling, and then like every time I moved, I'm like, "How did you get there?" He's just like over the top of you, hella casually, and
Yeah.
then you move again, and you're like, "I'm free," and okay, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like it was just the most casual, chilling dominance, and then like he'd kind of, let him go, let him move a little bit.
Yeah.
I almost want to be like, can you cuss at me or something? Like, can you like demean me? Like
That's jujitsu
like,
though, man.
yeah, can you tell me I'm a little bitch or something?
Yeah.
Like, please just show me. Don't be this calm and kind while dominating me. It's really
Yeah.
detrimental. Like it's fucked up. That's what I mean. Like Austin beating me up, he at least looked like he enjoyed it and was being a little bit malicious.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. But if he would have been doing that, like with a seriously concerned look in his face, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Like while fucking basically delivering
Fucking you
all the
up.
blows. Yeah. I'd have been like, what is wrong with this guy? But I could see that Austin enjoyed beating me up. Kiesa looked like he was just more concerned for my well-being.
Yeah. He didn't want to
As-
hurt you. He was being nice. Yeah, man. Dude, it's something else, man. When you go up against higher level people, man, it's really eye opening.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it too. There's nothing wrong with losing in the training
good.
room. That's going to make you way better. That's going to make you want to work harder. It's going to take you to a different level.
That's why, like, anybody that trains full time gets mad at people that talk hella shit on somebody. Lose. Oh fuck that motherfucker! Like, even
Yeah.
talking shit on Weidman throwing that leg kick. It's bullshit. Kind of saying it to a certain regard. It really is. But it's like, but that's when you're like, dude, like, come on, bro. We all lose, bro. Like, dude, it's fucking hard, and these guys worked really hard to get good at that. Like, it's so demeaning to the hard work when you talk shit a lot because the truth is, like, you have to lose to get better.
Yeah.
And I mean, you
100%.
have to lose. Like, if you're not losing, you're not getting better. There's very few cases that just win all the time. Like that shit is super fucking rare.
Yeah.
Like, and
there's only been a Khabib, that's an undefeated champion that I can think of in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, and look at how he was losing when he was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like it was way back in time though. Like he got grind. You have to be carved into that stone. One way or another, you're getting carved into that stone. And that's what people don't realize is that everyone's getting carved. And it's so humbling because regardless of where you're at in the ladder, those guys that are way up there, the reason they're so humble and respectful to someone they're fucking up is because they were once the guy getting fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Like
you have to be.
Yeah, you're not ever gonna be like one of those black belts, or you're not ever gonna be at that high level of respect as like if you didn't go through the chopping block yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the real thing about like the MMA world in general, whether from the wrestling to the striking to the jiu-jitsu, like if you're well respected in that realm, that means you've been on the chopping block before.
Oh yeah, you have to. I mean, the name the guy that's gone into the world championships of jiu-jitsu or Abu Dhabi or something like that and has never lost a jiu-jitsu match.
No,
there's
lost.
probably not anybody, right?
Gordon Ryan, one of the greatest right now. He lost early on.
Yeah, he definitely did. When he was purple belt, blue belt, yeah, he lost all kinds of matches.
Yeah, and I mean that's what's beautiful about it. And for people that train, they're a little more in tune with the fact that that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
Like the reality of it is those losses and shit, and that's what I think is so cool about having amateur avenues and the importance of amateur fighting in like MMA and stuff like that is to where you're able to get those losses in then and keep a strong mindset and everything. And then in the training room, like that's something wrapped around. Like I still have problems with when I first, every time that I first start training, like out of the blue again, I'm always just trying to win everything. And then the first thing that I'm concentrating on, even when I'm in there, is like experiment, try the move you were just showed today. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing that like you'll look at these guys that are super unconfident. They don't have any real confidence in the outside world. And they were just taught the sweep that you just learned in class. That entire class, they're just going for that sweep.
Yeah.
And like, I remember like kind of like you just going to go for this same sweep all night, bro. Like, and then next thing I know, I missed class for a month or 2 months.
And everyone's got the sweep down.
Come back in and everybody's hitting the sweep on me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, because they drilled the move they were supposed to fucking drill.
That's
like I relied on a lot of natural ability for so long to where I thought it was foolish to try the moves that you learned all night. And then it's like, no, dude, that's like the point.
that's the
like,
way to do it.
literally, yeah. Literally the point of classes is to try those things. You're supposed
when
to
you're
fail.
live rolling. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not just live rolling, like even the drills, like you try them in the drills. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're right. And then
Yeah.
you go
You
into
have
live
to go
rolling and you
for
try.
them.
Like you have to be willing to fail. You're never going to get that move if you're not risking going for that move all the time. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I've always been adamant about I don't know, no one ever told me it. It was just kind of like something I tried off the bat is I always wanted to hit the move at least once that night.
well, I was saying, like, if you think about it, you're not like a cocky dude in the outside world. You're not
Yeah.
being like a dick. So
No.
it would make sense that instantly you're like, oh, that move's cool. I'm going to go for it. That's
Yeah.
like normal mindset. And that's what I was talking shit on like myself in the regard of like,
Yeah.
I don't need to do that move tonight. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't even probably have that down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? No, I don't.
Like you probably haven't
At all.
perfected that portion yet.
No, like I'm just always just like trying to like, oh, well, I got this move. No, I don't.
Yeah. I do got to say though, man, I'm really excited. I know me and you talked about it on the phone just a little bit, but I'm really excited to get the opportunity going around the country, seeing the different places, getting to train at different places. I kind of want to turn it into a vlog type thing to where I'm talking about it. I want a memory of this. You know,
Dude,
I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do it or sustain it. Right now, I don't have kids. When kids happen, that may all change everything. So
100%. But dude, I mean, you should like some of the coolest thing. One of the coolest moments that I had was like when I was in Canada, I trained at TKMT, Toronto Kickboxing and Muay Thai. So I was training there, and then literally years later, me and Victoria are watching Embeddeds with Sevchenko, and she's in Toronto, and I'm like, babe, that's the fucking gym that I trained at. She's like, no, it's not. It's not called TKMT. She said something else. I go, oh, I don't give a fuck what it's called now. I go, that's the fucking gym I was training in. I'll tell you right now. And she was like doubting me for a second. So I went through my phone and I showed her the fucking pictures. And she's like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, I'm not fucking crazy. I know what fucking gym I trained in. But but that was it was funny. But dude, I cherished that. Like Seattle, I went to a couple gyms. That was cool.
you got to roll at
Toronto,
Crohn's place, right? Too in LA.
in LA, yeah. I rolled at Crohn's, so rolled at Crone Gracie's place a couple times. That was fucking cool. I remember when I was training down there, and I'd come up here. I rolled, and they had a jujitsu place above Gold's Gym here in Lewiston.
Okay.
And I came here and I trained jujitsu up there, and they were doing 10th Planet type stuff at the gym up here. And I remember like, fuck, dude, where we're rolling, ain't nobody so focused on a leg lock game. Like, so it was fucking like weird when I came up here. I'm like, dude, they're all playing like rubber. They're all sitting on their ass. And like, it was just totally different from traditional gi jujitsu, all tight, full guard, everything else. I was like, whoa, this was a different look. And I look at, and then there was a bunch of other different places along the way, but I look at those, dude, it's some of my funnest memories. And that's why like, when you were saying that, like, and for you to be able to bundle it with actually like interviewing people and doing a log. And
Yeah.
the cool thing is, to be honest, like if you're doing this to Facebook or something, and like I say this to anybody out there that's listening or whatever, like the underrated part of Facebook is those memories. Like for me, it's
Oh,
huge. Like,
absolutely.
dude, I'll tell people stories about, yeah, I was 23, promoting fights,
And then it
doing
pops
this.
up the next
And
day
it,
or something.
well, and I'm like, no. And then I was working in Canada and I'll see people looking at me like I'm full of shit. So I love it. It's like 8 years ago. So I'll share the memory. And,
Yeah.
you know, but I'm like, yeah, like, and it's tight because not only does it's not just to justify like storytelling. I kind of said that in a poor way, like, yeah, see, I told you, motherfuckers. But no, but the point of it is like to remind yourself that it was real and take you back to that time and having that
Yeah.
freedom and reminding you how easy it was to do things like that. Like, and that's what would be cool, dude. And you'd be good for it, bro, to be able
Yeah.
to for the listeners out there, what Dave's talking about doing is a traveling vlog as he travels for work, right? He's into
Yeah.
this realm now of doing well in sales and training and with a podcast that you helped build with your
Yeah.
cousin. And it's a testament to him and his cousin. His cousin stepping out of the box, Dave helped him along the way, and they stayed with each other, and it's a very cool thing to watch being
Yeah.
built and be incredibly successful. And it's, as you said, giving you an opportunity to travel. And what Dave's talking about doing is like what he just did. You were in Indianapolis, Indiana,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And what I did, I'm staying in a hotel. It's kind of, you get tired of staring at those four walls.
100%.
So yeah. And you can only go to the indoor pool or outdoor pool or the little gym that they got with the treadmills a couple times, right?
Yeah.
And so I've decided I'm going to look up a jiu-jitsu place close to the hotel, drive over there, go train one day while I'm on the road, because I'm only on the road 3 or 4 days. So it's not like I can train every night, but I want to train at least one time, get an experience, get a role with some, nice level talents and people all over the country, and open up my eyes and do a vlog on it, and try to capture those memories like you're saying, and put it all together to where I can help the jiu-jitsu community. I could help the gym owners, and it's a fun thing for me to do too, because it's one of my passions.
It's definitely helping the gym owners in their school, and how much it's helping you is huge too. That's not something that you're gonna do, and you're not gonna be on your deathbed and ever regret it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
if anything, like you can be like you can be 90 years old talking about oh, where are you talking about? Indianapolis, Indiana. Yeah, boy, got my ass handed to me. My brown belt. I was rolling with a couple other ones. This instructor, he come over, man. He put it on me.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know why I get those accents this way. When you're an old timer, that's how you better tell stories. If you fucking don't tell stories like that and you're over 80, you fucking suck. No, but no, dude, it'd be cool. And like you're good about that and asking the questions. And like we were saying, it'd be, dude, it'd be fun as fuck. You do good. That'd be badass. And it gives you an objective, like for those people out there that haven't traveled a lot, it is cool. But at the same time, what Dave's talking about, those four walls in that hotel room, I realized early on, our company used to put us in extended stay Americas, right?
Oh yeah.
And then one time we go to Vegas and I get a call from Alan and he's like, hey, tell him not to put you in the extended stay. Get the Cottonwood Suites. I got us the same company rates. And I'm like, all right. He's like, it's way nicer. Go over there. I'm like, fuck, dude, these are way nicer. And then worked there a couple weeks and I went back to somewhere else and I'm like, God, dude, these fucking suck. I'm like, but I'm looking at the size of the room.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like the same fucking size. What is it? Well, I realized fucking extended stay America's got shit brown carpet and fucking shit tan walls with brown curtains. So the room's just dark as fuck.
Yeah.
Cottonwood Suites just had white walls and brighter carpet. So when you come back from work or whatever, you walk in, you're not in a fucking wall of brown and shit like what colors do to you. You go, and I'm spending months, bro.
It's true though. It's true.
Dude, I go back to the room and I'm like, well, I guess I'm just gonna beat it up on the fleshlight.
Yeah.
Like this is like
Did you fly with that thing?
Fuck yeah, I did, bro. I had that shit in my carry-on, bro. Because I didn't even travel with like real luggage for a long time, bro. I had a carry-on. I put that fleshlight in my carry-on. But just because I wanted someone to be like, what is this?
What is this?
Like, oh, dude, that's the best thing ever, bro.
Did anyone ever pull it out on you?
No, never.
Wow.
Never. It must not fly good in the little screening. I'd love
Yeah,
to see.
there's no metal in that thing.
No metal. So but those rooms, and you'd see that those bright white those bright white walls. Yeah. I always got to mess it up with something like that.
The fleshlight. You always got to bring it back to the fleshlight.
It was a lifesaver. But
Suck the will to cheat right out of you, right?
oh my God, you tighten that cap. Woo, boy. That was
I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know if I want to tell this on the podcast, but I ended up throwing mine away. Fucking, I forgot about it for a while, a couple months, and I was like, I whipped it out and pulled the cap off, and I was like, oh man, this thing's fucking. I left my jizz in there last time. I'm throwing this thing away, dude.
It's
No
one of
way.
those things. It's so good. You wash it out every time. Like you got to, that thing
Well,
got ready.
I must have been someone was coming home or something at the time.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
what the deal was, but
Or it was
I
one of those nights where you just passed out and then like
passed
you
out
know,
after the
like,
orgasm.
yeah, that's it. Like fuck. Like last thing you want to do is clean out. I mean, I clean mine out the next morning, bro. I didn't clean out that night. I'm like, come on.
I forgot
It was
about it. I didn't clean it out next morning. It was probably a month, 2 months later, and oh man, I was like,
I
ooh.
said, mine used to sit, dude, and I loved it. I sit it right on the dresser next to the bed. So every time that the housemaid would come in and clean the room, there'd be like a bottle of lube and this white tube fucking sitting up there, bro. And
What do you think those maids go through on a daily basis?
I
How
have
many
no
dicks do you think they walk in on?
Oh, I have no idea.
No one puts those little hanger things up on their hotel rooms. Like,
I would, because I had like a lot of, when I'd be working, dude, I'd get so pissed off, bro. I'd be working nights. So I'd be sleeping during the day when the maids come in, and I'd forget, and they'd walk, I'm like, oh God, and they're like, oh, sorry, clean room, clean, and I'm like, bitch, no, I was fucking sleeping.
no, I'm sleeping. Get the fuck out.
I just fell asleep. Like, damn it, man. Like,
yeah,
it's bothering me while I'm trying to vacuum my room.
There's guys that get off on that shit though. They want the fucking maid to fucking come in, and they have this fantasy of them like blowing them or something.
It's because fucking all of us growing up watching pornos, bro. You just really think that shit's gonna work. Like, it's so true. Like, I tell Victoria this all the time. I'm like, you have to understand, babe. Like, she'll be doing something, and I'm like, I get so horny. She's like, do you really think we're gonna have sex right now? I'm like,
yeah.
You're like, what are you talking? I'm like, hey, this is like, I was like, God, this is what you didn't watch pornos growing up, and this is why you don't get it. Like, this is exactly how they start. It's
exactly, dude. The weirdest scenarios, man. You'd walk in from anywhere, and fucking the hot chick would come out of the room. She'd start fucking checking out things on your pants. Next thing you know, your dick's out and it's in her mouth.
Yeah, it's like she's like, hey, honey, do you want breakfast? Yes.
Yeah.
Start.
So when your wife comes in and she's like, hey, babe, you want breakfast? You think you're about to get laid, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, are we out of toilet paper in the bathroom? Yes.
And you start giving her those eyes.
Start. There's like every single scenario of a woman asking you a question. There has been
a porno started off of that, for sure.
That scenario.
For sure.
Especially, you got to understand too. It's like, oh, thank you for mowing the lawn. Oh, I'm so good. You know what I mean? Like, honey, can you install the baseboards? Yeah. I can put some new baseboard in. This means we're fucking.
Man will be like, hey, honey, can you check out the pipes under the sink? And I'm like, oh, let's go check them out.
Let's do it.
Let's go see how leaky they are.
Okay. And this is, I came back. I told Victoria, this one job, I said, babe, this was the most pornographic type advance. I said, I fantasize about, said, well, first of all, you need to be proud of your husband. Okay. You need to be proud of your husband.
I was tempted by the devil.
Bro, set up full on porn style. Working on a certain house, remodeling, and the plumbing's fucked up. So I'm like, okay, she's been home alone. Mind you, we go into this house, and on the ceiling fan, there's a bra, and there's some panties. And I'm like, whoa. And then she's like, oh my God. I don't think she knew that they were up there. And she's like,
Oh,
yeah,
she
we got
knew.
so tore up last night and everything. And, da-da-da-da. And I'm like,
This is how pornos start.
I'm like, oh man. And then she's like, yeah, something's wrong. You know, I'm like, well, let me check it out. And I go under the sink. And then she like stands up over me and she's like looking at me. She's like, what is it? And I'm like working on the sink, bro. And I'm looking down. I'm like, and she's not bad looking, bro. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. I'm like, I've thought about this since my balls dropped. Oh my God. Like,
That's the classic one, right?
I'm like, well, there's a certain part of you that feels like I've been robbed of this opportunity because I chose my life mate. Like, if I didn't fucking choose
If
my
I was a
life mate,
professional plumber and had an
No.
apartment,
no, if I just didn't have a wife, I would have fucking, or girlfriend, I would.
maybe not the girlfriend.
Well, no, to me, this is like, I'm like, I look up at the powers that be, and I'm like, why do you like to fuck with me so bad? This is like, you know what I'm saying? In Greek mythology, this would be like Loki coming down and be like, I'm gonna fuck with this motherfucker.
Right.
And it was, bro, I'm talking about so many moments wrapped into one visit that were all, I'm like, I'm not making these up. She's trying to start a porn scene right now. Like, this is over and over. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is fucking horrible. And I,
What'd you tell
then,
Ronnie?
what's up?
What'd you tell Ronnie?
No, no. Bro, this is, I'm not even saying it. I'm just gonna put it like this. What ended up happening is me and John finished the remodel and just fucking, we both just did what we had to do.
Whoa. You better clear that part up.
No, we got paid good money, but no, I'm just fucking around. No, but no, bro, but it was funny. Like and I don't know. I could have just been, this is the other thing that you realize as a male, especially when you, Dave, you ain't been married that long yet. You haven't been married that long yet. So what happens is after a couple years or so, you walk out of a moment like that and you're like, God, dude, this is so ridiculous. Like, she's so lucky that I'm fucking married, bro. Or I would have liked this. I'd have totally, meanwhile, I'm lasting like a minute in the bedroom with my wife at home, but I have the confidence to be like, she's so
I would have dicked her.
I'd have fucking ruined her life, bro. She'd never appreciate another man again, and then like time goes by and you start thinking about the moment. And you're like, I think you were just really horny.
Yeah.
And once again, reimagining that,
when you think with the dick, a lot of problems can happen, right?
Women will never understand that. Like, it's like,
oh
God,
man,
is just so trying to fuck me right now. It's so annoying.
Yeah. And you look back, you're like, no, that wasn't going down. That was just me fucking thinking with my cock.
She said, are you hungry?
Are you hungry? Can I get you something to drink?
Yeah, why are you trying to fuck me? I told you I'm married.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm just trying to fix your pipes.
Yeah, that's it. Sexual innuendos and pipes, and
they know how to do it though. That's the thing, man.
Bro,
I've been into sales, and I keep it super professional. If a chick's doing that kind of shit, I don't try to pick up on it. I just try to get there and make some money, right?
See, yeah. To me, I have fun with the fact of like purposely not picking up on it.
Yeah.
Like, but being like, I'm not even gonna say. of like inviting it while like not picking up on it at all. Just totally being like,
we were talking about this when I was in Idaho. Like, you're just a natural flirt. Like,
yeah, while being like totally innocent. And I love it because in my mind, I'm like,
yeah,
like I have hella fun with it.
Yeah. And you can. I remember Jay, when we were working together locally, he was dry, or no, he was at a call and he had called me and he's like, dude,
he was dry fucking a wall.
No. He was at this call and he calls me up and he's like, dude, I'm in my car right now. And this chick, she like tried to get all dressed up. She's wearing like a short dress, cleavage out, like she wants a good price on this system, right? And I'm like, what? And he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, watch. Like, I'll send you a picture or something." And he snaps a picture of her, and dude, she was all dolled up. Like, who puts on high heels for a contractor to come to their house, right? And a
lot
little
of women.
romper.
A lot of women.
Yeah, a lot of women. So I guess she was hitting on Jay the whole time, and he ended up selling her a system, but it wasn't nothing like we think it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't try to fucking jump his dick or anything like that.
No,
Like,
but I'm gonna put it like this, bro. Make me a woman, a single woman. I'm gonna be trying to fuck some contractors or something. You know, I'd be like,
but that's
you
you
know
with
what I'm
the
saying?
dick.
Like,
That's you
yeah,
with the
but I
dick,
mean,
Chad.
no, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
Women
if I
don't
was a
think like
woman,
that.
no bullshit, bro. You're fucking
Not like
underestimating women.
that.
They're fucking
Not
yeah,
like
they do.
that,
Yeah,
bro.
they do, bro.
You
They
think
do.
so? You
Fuck
think
yeah,
those
women
old
are
bitches
worse,
are
bro.
like, I'm gonna fuck these contractors?
No, it's not like I'm gonna fuck these contractors, but part of it, yeah. Like if you're single that long, you're single that long for a reason. You're older and single with money. Okay,
Yeah,
it's because you're fucking too many dudes.
yeah,
Like that's usually what it is. But no,
could
I mean,
be.
I'm not talking shit on older single women. I'm sorry, I apologize.
I had a client today. She was older, probably about, I'd say older than my parents. And
Oh, I'm not talking about that old, bro. I'm talking
no,
about
not like super old, but I'd say like
if you're
early
hot,
60s.
if you're
Early
hot,
60s.
yeah, okay,
So
yeah.
I mean, she was in good shape, and she's telling me, I just fucking left my husband. He was a fucking narcissistic asshole, and fucking I used to ask for massages all the time, and yeah, I should have learned not to fucking ask for a massage from a narcissist. And she's like just going on, and I'm like, man, like you are a fucking mean bitch. Like
Meanwhile, she was trying to fuck.
maybe she was.
That's the way I read it, bro. That's the way I read it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I don't know. I'm just
Like I said, I'm just there to make money. You know, I'm just there to make
that's
money. I'm not
exactly, bro. You know, gigolo.
juggalo,
Got to,
gigolo.
bro.
A
No,
juggalo is an insane clown posse clown,
yeah,
and a
as long-
gigolo is a handsome man that fucks a bunch of women.
yeah. So you could kill her or you could fuck her. That was the point. That was the point.
A juggalo versus a gigolo.
But fuck, I forgot. The juggalo. You know, I knew it was one or the other, bro. But no, dog. I like my favorite one is like going into a house because we go. You know, we have to go. We got to go into the house for a lot. You know, we used to do a lot of courtesy bids.
Yeah.
Then we go in a template or courtesy measures, and then we're going in and we're actually installing. And it's like always like you know, like I forgot you were coming today. Like they have like a robe on. Oh, hi. Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. You know, and it's like, excuse me?
Yeah. So I do have one experience that I can really think of. So
Now we're getting into it.
when I was an installer, this was a
Yes.
weird thing, right?
You know what that was? It's
Uh-uh.
called opening the door, baby. We just
So
open the door.
I remember we were on this install in Roseville or Rockland area, and big nice house, nothing spectacular, but it was like a family that lived there, right? Husband, wife, maybe 2 to 3, maybe even 4 kids, right? And we're installing their system.
That family just started growing. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 kids.
Yeah, I just remember it was a very large house for, you know, there was multiple kids there. They had to have been. And we're installing their system. I think we were there for maybe 1, maybe 2 days at the time. And I go to cut an vent in her bathroom. That was part of the work order. I'm looking over it. And I was a very detailed installer, meaning before I cut anything in your ceiling, I was going to pull you over there. Hey, let's talk about where we're going to cut this vent. Make sure you're happy with it. Make sure you're satisfied. At the end of the day, you're the one that's paying for this. Right? So I'm taking her around, giving her a couple different options. She picks an option. Well, her husband's there too. And that was the weird thing. So I go and I get the ladder. I'm getting all my tools, getting ready to set up everything in her master bathroom, right? And all of a sudden, her husband's downstairs and she comes walking upstairs. I'm like, I'm like, okay. And then she comes in the room and she sits on the bed. I'm like, whoa, like this is kind of like a weird, like it's just me and her in the room. Like,
There is an energy in the air when all of a sudden you can
yes,
feel it switch to intimate. Like
yes. It was
that.
just like you're sitting on the bed. Like that's the place where the action goes down or you fall asleep, right? Typically.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm like, okay, this is weird. Her husband's downstairs. Our installers are around the whole house. Maybe a guy's in the attic or something.
I want this
And
story so bad with you plowed her, but I know it doesn't.
no, it didn't. But all of a sudden, she comes a little. So they had one of those bathrooms where it's like a walk in, then they have a separate portion for the shitter, right?
Yeah.
So it's all open, and she comes in that open portion where it's kind of like away from the master, and she's wearing these workout pants and workout shirt, and she just starts changing her shirt. And I'm like, this chick's trying to fucking seduce me right now. And so I was like, huh. Well, I don't know what to do right now. So I'm like, I'm
gonna
freaking
crawl
out,
the
right?
roof and rub one out in the attic while I'm looking down at her changing.
No, dude, I'm in the bathroom. I'm not even in the attic at this point. I'm in her
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
And she's 10 feet away from me, taking off her top. And she's in like a little sports bra. And I didn't know if that was coming off at this point. I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? Her husband's downstairs. If he walks in and she's changing and I'm in here, that doesn't look good, right?
It's her fault. Slut.
You would think, but it still looks bad.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah. And so I'm
Well,
freaking out. But I mean, I still walked out a couple times, took a look to the left, make sure I didn't see a nipple out or anything.
You
And
want to go over this this vent because I got to cut a hole, put a pipe in there.
yeah. Yeah, dude. But it was really awkward. The worst thing about it was the husband was there, and I just felt
why
like he
she
was
was
gonna
doing it,
walk in
bro.
there. Yeah. She was like
Some
a
girls-
what's those exhibitionists or whatever that want to get like fucking they or cuckold or they want their husband to watch them, right?
Well, no, cuckolding's when the husband wants to watch you fuck his wife. Cuckolding is like the most sadistic bitch type guy that exists in mankind.
Okay, so I was wrong on both of those
No, but
definitions.
yeah, cuckolding is like if I fuck your wife in front of you, you got cuckold, right?
Yeah.
That's
So maybe
cuckolding.
she was into the cuckold.
She
Like she
might,
wanted
but I
her
mean,
husband to watch it or something. I don't
he
know.
might have been into it too, but like in my opinion, that the husband has to be down.
Oh, okay, maybe the husband told her to come up there and fucking, hey, why don't you seduce that bald guy over there?
Bro, I'm not even lying. I've drank in a lot of places, and I've had some interesting situations thrown my way where I just thought, is this? What are you talking about, bro? Like I'm not. Like, no.
Oh, my mind's just.
No, it was like, yeah, you know, you like my wife, but you probably won't
Yeah.
fuck her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can fuck her. I'm like,
Huh?
what? What?
People are into weird shit, dude.
They are, bro. And like, I know, like, even there's so many layers.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
it could have been a cuckold situation. It could have been just she really gets off on you spying on her. And then because there's that realm of women too, where it's
Yeah.
like she's changing. And then if you would have actually said, like, are you trying to come on to me? And she's like, oh, you pervert.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You just fucking pulled your shirt and top off in front of me, you hoe bag, with
Yeah.
your husband downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, clearly,
I felt
you
like it
want
was
me
a
to pay
setup.
attention to you. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why, you know, that's why you just got to start peeing. And then you look at her and it's like, okay, if you start sucking on this, then that means we're game. You're changing. I'm peeing. I made no advances whatsoever.
So as I'm in that little bathroom area, I should have just lifted the seat and just started taking.
You gotta let it dangle and then be like, okay, this is what we're doing. You know, because you can test it. She's changing her clothes, so you drop your pants to your underwear. Just to your ankles. Odd peeing position, right? To be standing there in like your underwear. But you're like, that's how I pee. Because that's how you can get out of shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what are you doing? Be like, I'm just taking a piss. What are you doing?
I've always pissed like this my whole life.
What? Like what? And then, you know, she doesn't respond to you. You're like, okay, now I'm going to whip it out. But you don't start peeing immediately. And you just wait a minute, and then like, oh shit, and then
Wait
she
for it to
keeps changing
come.
the shirt. Okay, I'm gonna be. We're gonna see what's going on over here. Let's see who feeds off of who. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was just that
I
was the
call
weirdest time I've
that
ever been around that.
that move is called fishing with a bobber.
Did you invent that?
Just now.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
we're
a
gonna
good
call that
little
we're gonna call that fish with a bobber. So
fishing.
now anybody out there
Anytime you
saying
see one of those people drop their pants to their ankles and they're taking a piss, they're fishing with the bobber.
fishing with a
For
bobber.
sure.
Well, it's like, dude, I was in the fucking house. She started changing in front of me. Did you fish with a bobber, son? What do you mean? Did you fish with a bobber? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a great saying.
Did you fish with a bobber?
Dude,
That's it.
you should trademark that motherfucker. I'll tell you
Fish with
that.
a bobber, baby.
That's a solid saying.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know if the cocktails are kicking in or what, but that was good shit.
Still this day, I'm gonna be with Victoria 11 years. We're gonna be married fucking 8 years. We're gonna be married 8 years, been together 11 years, and I still fish with a bobber. I swear to God, it's like I like I almost want to stop walking around the house naked so much because it makes me mad. Like I'm like, I feel like I told her, I was like, it doesn't shock you to see me naked anymore. That bugs me. 'Cause I'm trying to fish with a bobber.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like if I just strut around naked, she's supposed to be like, ooh, and run over. But now she's like so used to it. I'm like, okay, so I'll start clothing myself more. And then she'll get all self-conscious. She'll be like, why are you just, keeping yourself, and I'm like,
Covered.
balls in my court now. Okay. Now that I got her attention back, fishing with a bobber.
I like it. I like it, Chad. You should definitely trademark that. Maybe we should make a t-shirt, Center in the Saint, fishing with the bobber. And just have a fucking dick and a bobber. Like
We need to have that. Remember that old it was an old bumper sticker of a boy where it shows his butt cheeks, his pants are down, and he's peeing.
Yeah.
Something. But that would be the kid. And
you would piss on all kinds of different things, right?
Yeah, he was always just
Football
peeing on
teams.
But you get that kid, and it says fishing with a bobber, Center in the Saint, fishing with a bobber. That's gold, bro.
Lynn, I hope you're watching, man. I hope you are watching this episode, Lynn. We got some ideas. We need a little bit of help with them.
Now, Lynn hooked me up. I buy the screens from where he buys them from. We got it, Lynn. I got it right down there. You know what I'm saying?
Fishing with the bobber, dude.
Lynn's quick with the graphics.
That's a muscle supplement shirt you got on.
Yep, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Zuniga right there, brother. You know my
man. Anthony runs muscle supplements out of Yukon, Oklahoma.
Bro, I just got Anthony, if you're watching, bro, they're trying to give me a bit of job in Oklahoma City. Talking about a multi-family house. Oh, yeah, and then I got Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Ooh. I'm going to be in Alabama next month. Actually, next couple weeks.
Where at in Alabama?
I think like Mobile area, if I'm not mistaken. Or either Mobile or Birmingham.
Birmingham is what I was thinking because that's the only city that I know.
Birmingham, not Birmingham. Birmingham.
Those two different cities.
No, but I guess the way we say it is wrong as fuck. Everyone there calls it Birmingham.
Bro, let me tell you something. Don't ever take a fucking speaking lesson from anybody
in the South.
Yeah, they don't know how to. They don't actually know how to pronounce anything. So it's like, motherfucker. Yeah, you guys might know how to say like fucking, I don't know, crawfish, but you don't know how to say anything else.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's pretty accurate statement.
You don't know how to say that's a bad idea,
right? So we got way off topic for a minute. We never even got to the main event.
Fights, bro. We didn't make it to any title fights.
Yeah,
the fucking the co-main, or the main. This
we know how it went. Shevchenko fucking dominated that bitch. Went in, established her dominance. Went over and fished with the bobber. She fucking threw it out there.
Bobby's comment in our text message. was probably the best text message comment I've ever received about female fights. And I'm sorry for you listeners out there, but I'm a well edited man now. Okay. But Bobby,
Elaborate.
what?
Elaborate. Go ahead and get down with this. You don't have to cut no fucking corners, bro. We don't fucking censor this shit.
You want me to say what the fuck Bobby said?
Yeah, say what you gotta say, bro.
Okay.
I don't like how you threw Bobby under the bus, but I mean, whatever.
He's the one that said it. That's why I said when I led with what Bobby said, but I'm not going to say it. That was an attempt to not throw Bobby under the bus. But then you tell me to go full bore.
Yeah, say it.
Go full bore. You're telling me to throw Bobby under the
Bobby
bus.
told us not to censor any comments.
Not censor any comments. Okay, this is why I love. This is why I love our group text messages. We were watching. We were watching the UFC fights. We watched Shevchenko beat the fucking shit out of Jessica Andrade.
I forgot it was even Andrade. Man, it was
Yeah,
so
it was
fucking
Andrade.
dominant.
So for those of you that don't know, Andrade is a scissor. She is a lesbian. Okay, I ain't got nothing against lesbians. Okay, I'd say I think you're selfish. If you're a lesbian, I think you're selfish. I think you should share. I think you should be more than willing to let men watch and enjoy what you enjoy. Right.
Right.
That's just
we're just watching.
That's just peaceful. And that's not because I was raised on pornography.
No.
It's peaceful. So what happens is Bobby says in the fight, I can't say it. I can't say it. I literally can't say it. I told myself.
I could tell by the lead up. The lead up was so fucking long that you were just gonna not be able to say it.
I wanted to talk around it, and I'm not gonna say it, you guys. It was great. It was gold. And I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's okay. It's okay. But basically, the fight was won by Shevchenko.
What happened. He respected what happened.
Yeah,
that's the easy way to put it.
My favorite fight of the night. I mean, by far, I did not like seeing Chris Weidman break his fucking leg in half.
No,
Shevchenko. I expect that from her. So unfortunately, it wasn't anything spectacular for me.
Can I just add that if we were live on Facebook right now, Bobby would have threw that in the comments and had us say it. But
oh yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, no, Shevchenko came out. Dude, I don't think anybody expected her to dominate that quickly, that fast.
No, but she's so good, dude. I really don't think there's many threats out there for her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not at 125.
I can't think of one.
No.
Like Andrade was a beast, but I mean, he saw how that went. That was pretty quick work.
I thought she was gonna do better than that, but yeah.
Yeah. My favorite fight was the Rose fight. Maybe because I'm such a big Rose fan. Like, I don't know what it is, but dude, something about her when she fought Joanna for the first time, I got on her hype train. Like, I didn't know much about her I think she did a Rogan podcast before that or around that time with Pat Barry. And just hearing about her and dude, it really changed everything. And I was a fan instantly.
I watched Ultimate Fighter too and liked her, but as you state, she grows on you.
Yeah, something about her. I don't know what it is, but I like her energy. I like how she's kind of weird. I think that she is one of the truest martial artists in the goddamn sport.
Yeah, that's what I think. I don't think that she's even, to me, I don't even think she's weird, like in the least bit. I think that she's very normal and that she exemplifies like a martial artist while like embracing like the real fear that we would all expect to have. Like,
yeah,
I feel like humans in general all crave fame until they get it.
Yeah.
Which she went through. I think that humans in general like all fantasize about violent victories. But
until you go through some wars,
till you go through not just going through wars, till you're standing in front of a battlefield.
Yeah.
And then the nerves become real. So she exemplifies that like with Joanna and someone talking shit. Like she is like kind of like the embodiment of what we all expect to see. Like saying like, dude, like, oh, I'd be fucking scared. And she was. Yeah. And then she won. And then I'd be, like, damn, like she got the belt. There was a lot of pressure. Fuck it. Yeah. It was weight off my shoulders. Like she never appeared to be playing to any like role or expectation. She never came like, you know,
She's very focused on her.
well, we've watched all these different champions change with the spotlight,
Mhm.
or like
Henry
evolve,
Cejudo and
well,
other
yeah, like
guys.
evolve into what you would expect the role to be, and she never did that.
Yeah.
Like, she never, like, just evolved. Like, you watched her go through real emotions of a champ, of fearing it, being a champion, defending a champion, losing it, saying fuck it, shoot, I do want the belt back, I just need to accept myself, coming back. Whoa, dude, what the fuck was that? It was like
A
a big
bat?
like a dragon. It was like a weird dragonfly carrying something. But
Probably
I ain't
probably
never
a
seen no
meal.
dragonflies here in Idaho, so that's what fucked me up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not here, not here. But yeah, but you watch her go through all the motions, and it was
Yeah.
beautiful to see, and like you see the cerebral person, and then when you see that relationship with Pat Barry, like Pat Barry having this career and then not going through it, but him supporting her no matter what, and then like
Yeah.
you're a legit team, and Trevor Whitman being this mental coach, like to me, Trevor Whitman, like what
He's a
to me,
damn
it's like
good coach, dude.
what, but and I mean like a real, in the truest sense of the word, coach. Like people just think that this, like, to me, there's like these layers of coaching, and I respect it so much. I respect coaching to like a crazy extent, because it's not just that he's able to translate a skill, and he's also knows how to work somebody to their strengths. And then on top of working somebody to their strengths, he's like this brilliant mental coach that's
Yeah.
really wrapping around that and guiding people into that. And I think that that's his most underrated aspect, is what he's doing mentally for these fighters. Like
Oh,
everyone's
yeah.
just talking about, oh yeah, I see their boom, their technique sharper, this and that. And like to me, like people aren't realizing that it's because the confidence that he's instilling with them. And when you see fighters in other regard, in other leaderships speaking about their past and why they fight and where they come from, you almost see them decline. Like
Yeah.
Roger Huerta and other fighters, when they start getting their roots dug into, they almost decline because they open up and it kind of crumbles them.
Mhm.
With Trevor Whitman's pupils, they are going there, recognizing it, accepting it, and using it as a strength. So when they're saying, this is who I am, this is what I went through and everything, like he's using that as a strength for them, not weakening them to feeling the way they felt in those moments. Like he
Yeah.
raises their level, like Kamaru Usman, like who we're gonna talk about next, and
Yeah.
even Justin Gaethje, as far as being a performer. Like you can be a performer, but you're not going to be in the spotlight if you're always risking everything to get knocked out. So you got to elevate your. So he did, like,
Yeah.
but he's not doing, and he's not. This is what I mean is like the next level, right?
Yeah.
From besides what he's doing there, the level above that he's doing is he's specifically dealing with each character in their own individual manner. He's
Oh,
not
absolutely.
treating Gaethje like Usman and Usman like Namajunas, and he's literally getting them each to embrace their own ways in their own time, and then while mixing the striking into it, which to me is like the ultimate, like it's the ultimate form of martial arts, to where he's teaching them to like work through their inner life struggles and better their lives
Oh, yeah.
while meditating through the striking and the disciplines and their training and the levels that they're at. And his talents are being exemplified because he's at a point and stage in his career that he's now able to just work with world high level talents, which is a huge deal, because a lot of coaches might be amazing, but they never got a true talent to get to that level.
Yeah.
He got to get talents to that level. And then once he was at that level, high level talents migrated to him, which took his skills and abilities. By attracting such high level talent, it made him even better and get to go to a level that you can't go to without those type of pupils. So
Well, it's like iron
his,
sharpens iron, right? Having
yeah,
having those kind of guys to coach and is gonna
it,
elevate your coaching game at the same time, and
yeah,
vice versa.
and that's what I think that you're seeing is, Faraz Zahabi. Oh, he's amazing with, and but he, his other peoples are okay, but we see that he had a truly special talent in George St. Pierre. Now, Jackson Winklejohn MMA attracted all these talents, and they're doing good, they're doing okay,
Mhm.
but like Trevor Whitman, they are growing together.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he's growing, he's
Well, and
growing
if you've
with
seen the embeddeds on that last fight, you could tell, dude, Trevor Whitman's got some sort of chemistry, I guess would be the right term, with Kamaru and Rose. And
it's
when they're sparring in those rooms and dude, you could just see it and just the whole putting it all together and having Trevor Whitman be able to be in the corner and even Pat Barry's input and just everything, dude. It's such a good
it,
recipe, I guess, for
it's
success.
well, it's like it's synergy. It's
Yeah,
synergy. It's synergenic, and I believe like
that's a
in a
good
wild
word.
way because
Synergenic, huh?
you never heard that.
No, I'm not familiar.
Oh
Like
yeah, look up.
synergenic. I get it. I could probably
Yeah,
figure out the terms, but
it's called synergy and synergetic. That's literally what it is. It means like an energy in the room where we're all like relating to each other. Like it's
okay.
synergetic. It's synergy. So if we have synergy, it means that we're vibing on the same page and we're
Yeah.
elevating together.
Synced up
And that,
together.
yeah, in sync,
Mhm.
sin, and then energy. So
Yeah.
synergy. But
Yeah.
but that's what he's doing. And then you the white room that he trains in and all of that, like, dude, like being a mild student of like meditation and different forms of mental mastery and
Yeah.
things of that sort.
Psychological preparation
Yeah, and then
in a sense.
yeah, exactly. And beyond, that his environment and what he's doing and like circumambulation. That's like a thing, like, like circling stuff. Like he's his fighter is shadow boxing and he's circling them
Yeah.
and he's coaching them and he's talking to them. And bro, a lot of people aren't gonna even like that environment anyway.
Right.
Right. So that's what I mean about this special somehow
Yeah.
it's synergy because these athletes are finding this coach and this coach is finding and they're both going together. So when I see that entire thing encompassed like in a little snow globe, like, the embeddeds are like our little snow
Oh,
globe where
yeah.
we get to
Absolutely.
shake it and watch it for a little bit. It's brilliance to me. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's truly amazing. Like, and I love, and then he isn't Trevor Whitman or Trevor Whitman's the one that stitches the gloves, right? Or is that Jason
Yes.
Perillo?
Yes. That is
Whitman.
Trevor Whitman does the gloves.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So furthermore, he has that's his craft. So
Yeah.
he's the leather, that's going on these people's hands. So
Have
when
you tried the gloves? I haven't
no,
really
but
tried them
dude,
or
no,
anything.
one of our heavyweights up here, Jared Fisher, fighting May 15th, stud up here. He's fighting. He got a pair of those gloves and bought Austin a pair of those
Oh,
gloves.
that's tight.
Dude, so they both got Jared's got Jared Fisher, and then
Mhm.
Austin's got Austin Arnett on his gloves. So huge gift from student
That's
to coach
tight.
from Whitman, and they look quality. And then Austin flat out said, "Dude, they're the best gloves I've ever put on my hand in my life." He
Yeah.
said he's like, "Dude, it's like crazy," and I don't even know what they cost. I know they're expensive, but either way, it's a testament to his brilliance. And I think that somebody that is that invested in craft, like people underestimate, they romanticize the idea of being that guy. They
Mhm.
romanticize the idea of being that fighter, even, right? Like both sides. But people underestimate the amount of dedication and selfishness that it takes to be in that position.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I'm a certain individual that I've realized that I actually don't want to be that selfish. Like I'm
Yeah.
fortunate enough to where I have my wife and my child that I love a lot, and I'm not discrediting anybody for that choose to go any way. But in my particular life and situation, I've understood that I enjoy the balance of like a little bit of family and a little bit of that, like being half in,
Mhm.
being half out, being involved. But dude, the
The
obsession part,
dedication it takes to commit to something is giving up
I
everything.
you have to. You
You
have to.
have to.
And I and
It's
and and I respect beyond any reasonable doubt. Like I have such a traumatic respect for that for people that are able to do that,
Oh
because
yeah.
some people don't even know that it's a talent. Like
Yeah.
some people don't even know that they're doing it. And but it is what it is, but that is what it takes for that level of greatness, for anyone to become a master of their craft. They have to indulge
Exactly.
wholeheartedly and fully, and you can have a support crew from the outside, and that's not to say they can still have great partners, but those partners have to be ready for that separation as well. And so
Exactly.
that's the, once again we go back to the word synergy that would have to exist for that to prosper, is you have to have your team on board to make that all work. And
100%.
when you see it work, you have to respect the fact that everything in that circle, whatever that circle is, however small, however large it is, every piece in that circle is firing correctly and part of the brilliancy and part of the
100%.
process. Like one thing goes out of whack and it all falls apart. So
Yeah.
what he has there is a synchronicity that's just brilliant, man.
Yeah.
It's something to watch. I went way deeper than I thought there. I don't know.
Well, like you said though, even my cousin, that's one of the biggest things I noticed over this past training that we did together, and it kind of brought me to a whole nother level of respect for my cousin, is the amount of sacrifice that he's making with time with his family and his son. His son means everything to him. You know,
Yeah.
he adopted him when he was a baby, and my cousin has a goal of being the best dad possible. And every time he has to leave on the road, it rips him up inside and it hurts him. And he's like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know how I'm able to do it. He's like, it's like I cry all the way to the airport. And then once I get on the plane, I can kind of cope with everything. But he goes, that's what I got to sacrifice to be the best and to build this as
Well,
big as I want it, you know?
it's something more to where there's a trade-off. There's a
Hmm.
trade-off there that, and this is what I say about people finding the balance between it, is there's a trade-off. Young man, right? Young
Hmm.
child. And you want to be there for those moments that are so few and so rare. But at the same time, you want to make sure when they're
A
older,
future. Yeah.
not just their future, but that
Hmm.
you're there more when they need it. Like, and
Yeah.
it's a hard thing to say that when they're younger, they need mom more. They
Yeah.
do.
It's
It is what it
it's
is,
true.
man. It is what it is, but they need mom more. And you're going, God, what he said is he did what without me? He did what? Like, oh, this is,
Yeah.
part of my real thing of moving and leaving was being away from my son for a week. And I'm like, fuck this. But there was a lot else going
Yeah.
on, right? That was my
Yeah.
that was my final straw. That was what gave me the balls to do what I did.
Yeah.
And but like Jason's situation, like he's building something, and
Yeah.
it's recognizing the sacrifice that you have to make sometimes for a better tomorrow. And what he's doing now is going to ensure that he has more time later. And that's
Exactly.
and it's a slippery slope, because in moments of, if something goes slightly wrong, oh fuck, I fucking wasted it, or you can
Yeah.
very easily become mentally weak. But that's once again that process of trying to get to what we're talking about, like Whitman with his coaches or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
It's a different craft,
Different craft,
but
but same commitment.
the same commitment in trying to find this balance so that you can make things work down the line. And what Jason's building is, I he's passionate. I mean,
Yeah.
he's having fun with it. He's passionate about it. He ain't full of shit about it. If he was
No.
full of shit, he'd have been exposed a long time ago. I
Exactly.
mean, you're there, you're getting to indulge in different realms. You
Oh,
guys are
yeah.
all getting
And
opportunities
it's
to
it's
build this.
taking me out of my comfort level, and it's helping me create things for myself that, I mean, in
Mhm.
all reality, I didn't really know how to get there, how to achieve these things. And
Yeah, and
so, I mean, it's kind of that push that you need along the way. And granted, I don't have to sacrifice as much, I don't have any kids, and Amanda's, really busy with her job and everything going on right now. So 2 to 3 days or even 4 days isn't too bad. But like I said, that can change at any time. And so my
oh yeah.
point is, let's do it right now while I don't have any family or any kids to commit to right now, and I get a chance to see the world. I could always bring my wife along whenever I get the opportunity to. But at the same time, what it's going to do to our future, we're going to be able to build that house that I want to build. We're going to be able to move and do the things we want to
Dude,
accomplish together.
100%. And look at that situation as like the yin and yang in it, right? Like
Mhm.
Jason's trying to make these moves and stuff, and you're his family, and
Mhm.
you've watched him grow and been with him through the same thing. And he's in a position where like I'm missing my son, but then you're bringing in a positivity, like, you know what, dude, fuck it, I'm gonna get a travel, I'm gonna go with you, we're gonna make
Yeah.
this work. So
Yeah.
a lot of ways, that's that synergy, that circle that we're talking about, where there can be days where you might not know that Jason might be down, but you're
Mhm.
fucking, you're fired up. You're gonna
Yeah.
travel. And that's why I say this whole thing about you going to a gym and interviewing someone from a local podcast, why that would be so huge too,
Oh, yeah.
because then you're gonna carry in even more
Oh,
of an
yeah.
excitement and like, yeah, dude, I've already looked up a gym, da, 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 da. And Jason might have been feeling down. He's like, dude, that's tight.
Yeah. That's kinda how he was
You know,
when he's like, "Are you gonna train while you're here? I really hope you do. Like, I
yeah,
know you're
dude,
really into it, and I wanna see you experience it." And,
yeah.
when I came back, he was all excited, "Hey, tell me about it. Show me pictures. You better have bought a shirt," or, whatever it was, he's all
What
engaged into it.
what
So
what's get go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying, so it broke up a little bit of that downtime or missing the family a little much, and it
Yeah.
kinda changed the vibe in the room.
Well, that's what people underestimate distractions, and that's
Mhm.
the biggest thing that's
They're
the
important.
biggest problem people have, like, you can go back to people being quarantined or anything like that, but it's distractions. It's if you wanna focus on something so negative and the problem, it will destroy you because you're putting all
Absolutely.
of your energy into that problem. So distractions are welcome. Like
With
the
grief
reason
even.
like with
Yeah.
everything, depression in general, the reason depression exists is because people are unable to be distracted from that depression. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, if you walk down the street and then you seen a kid laughing and you're like, what the fuck, or
Yeah.
however warped your sense of humor is, the kid falls down, you're like, oh, that kid just ate shit. And you were
Yeah.
just thinking about something hella negative. That distraction, it's welcoming. So
Yes.
distractions are what keep you from diving down those deep realms. And what you're able to do with your cousin is fun too. And then the other thing is that depending on where different people are at, a big level of that's happening, like Jason's gonna see, like Jason's probably under the realization too that he could probably like not go any further and be fine,
Mhm. Yeah.
right? But why do you keep going? Why
Exactly.
do you push forward? Why now if you're stable and your risk is up, well, when you start with the most addictive thing on the planet for a lot of us, I know I'm that way, is that when you actually start to see other people benefit
Oh, yeah.
because you're doing what you love and other people are benefiting because you're benefiting, like that's a
Yeah.
weird part. Like, I'm benefiting from this, you guys. And they're like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit. Like,
That's
so
amazing. That's like
that,
something that it goes full circle at that point, you know?
yeah. So it means that your life like has a purpose bigger than you
Or bigger
and
than you
that
even thought.
bigger than you knew possible. And
Mhm.
each moment, each time that spark is transmitted, that's a new chance and that's a
Yeah.
new thing. So like what you're talking, this spark that you have is because of that.
Oh, yeah.
So that makes it worth it that much more. And
Yeah.
that makes it worth it that much more. And that as that ball just keeps going, dude, there's no reason to stop it. And it's not like what we imagined when we're 20.
Yeah.
You're thinking about how you have to just force these things and or why you got to force it or you need a break or you need to know somebody.
Yeah.
Where we're at in our lives right now is it's like it's kind of wild because it really pisses you off when you think about your elders and you're like, no, they just said just do it.
Yeah.
That's all that really happened. They're like, what change? It's like
Y
I just kind of started doing what like I wanted to do, and then like with
and then it
persist
just kinda happens.
yeah, with
It's weird,
persistence
right?
and like dedication and just not listening to people
Passion.
talking shit. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. The moment you stop listening to fucking naysayers,
Oh, yeah.
it's like, I don't know, man. I was just doing what I wanted to do and I was enjoying it. And then next thing I know, it got successful. So I thought, ooh, this would be cool. And then now that's working. And
Oh, and it's funny because all those naysayers turn into supporters halfway
Oh
through
yeah.
once they see
Well,
success and they want to hop on the bandwagon and things like
we're
that.
that new trailer we just bought. We're putting the saying in there, and I love it. It's work till your competition asks you if you're hiring, and that,
That's a
dude, that
good slogan. I like that.
fuck yeah. And like I don't even believe in like I don't believe that anybody has to fail for me to succeed.
Mhm.
But that type of mindset
Is what
is
you
great.
need to succeed.
Yeah, that you know what I mean? Like I'm just, boom.
I
And
was
it's a
just listening. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I was just listening to a Ray Lewis speech where he was
ooh,
talking, and he's
yeah.
talking about the
Ray
difference
Lewis is
between
fire.
a lion and an elephant, right? And the difference between them, lions aren't the biggest animal in the jungle. Elephants are really big, right? They're a lot bigger than a lion. But what's the difference, right? It's the mentality. The lion goes around and he's thinking run, right? He doesn't want to get eaten. A lion goes out there and he's saying that's food. I'm going to go eat that motherfucker, right? So you got to kind of have that mentality in whatever you're doing or whatever you're passionate about, whether it be jujitsu, martial arts, fighting, or even your career and your business and your job. That lion mentality where not that you're going to eat everyone up or anything like that, but you just got to change the way your mind is. Your mind
Well,
has so much control over how you react and how you do things. So having the
it's
right mentality.
It's everything. That goes back to the Trevor Whitman thing with these championship athletes as far as your skill, your talent whatsoever. If your mind ain't right, you're not going to get there. You're
Mhm.
not. You're
Mhm.
not. I mean, people talk about that forever. People being head cases. I've experienced it. I was
Me
supposed to
too.
be great at many things, but the moment I was put in a spotlight, my mind crippled itself.
Mhm.
That was a seed planted there that was what it was, but hard work overcomes all, and that's what I believe in, and that's what you're talking about, that line. Like when you're seeing something, the aspirations and everything, you gotta see past the like the gym. You gotta see past that light, and you gotta see past the reward.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah, obvious, no fucking shit. You want to be rewarded. No fucking oh, you know
Yeah.
what, bro? I'm gonna be rich one day. Oh, cool, bro.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow.
E-
Because
Everyone
everybody has
wants
to
that.
be so.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what? That has nothing to do with any that. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be this, that. Those things literally, it's fucked up, but they mean nothing. They
Nothing.
mean nothing. Saying those things, they mean nothing because that's literally the will of all men is to be that. So just because you said it out loud doesn't mean that much. How are you going to get there? I'm going to work my fucking ass off. Okay, now we're getting
Now
somewhere.
we're talking. Yeah.
I'm going to do this. Like I'm going to fucking do what I love. And those are the fires, not just I'm going to be successful. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to,
That's
like, those, I'm going to catch a break. I'm going to meet the right guy. Like,
mhm.
if those are things that happen in people's heads that they don't even say out loud. That would be hilarious. Like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
man, he caught a big break. If I could just catch a break, and then you say it out loud, if I can just catch a break, you'd be like, wow,
Yeah,
you sound
you're
like
like, "Whoa."
everybody. You sound like everybody I've ever talked to my whole fucking life. If
Very
I could just
true.
catch a break. And the underrated part of that, of people that are watching success stories, is like all these success stories are how, like, people were like, yeah, I caught my big break when I went here and and they're like, see, man. So people are waiting to catch that big break, which is ridiculous because what they're missing is people that were grinding day and night,
Yes.
day after day after day. And yes, the big break came, but it doesn't come if you're not grinding all the time. Like,
Mhm.
that break doesn't the break isn't a break. The break is actually just the moment that you start to transition
Yeah.
into success, but it's not a break. It's not like some people have a random moment where they do something one time in their lives, but you cannot bank on the exception.
Yeah.
If you're banking on being the exception, you probably aren't
Yeah.
going to happen, because
Exactly.
the people that are the exception that are saying like, dude, I got lucky as fuck. This is what happened. They weren't counting on the big break.
Yeah, exactly. It just
That's
kind of
why they're
happened.
that's why they're so, that's why they recognize it so dramatically, is because they're
Exactly.
like, dude, I got lucky as fuck. I had no idea. I meet this dude, boom, everything took off. And
Right?
they're in amazement because they were not simply relying on that break. So that's another example of mentality.
Oh yeah.
But I
You
don't know how we got from fucking Shevchenko to fucking,
mentality and Trevor
what happened.
Whitman. It all led with Trevor Whitman
Trevor Whitman.
and
That
the
was it.
great coach that he is. And yeah, man, I'm scared to go into the last fight with you because I think you're gonna stretch this podcast out another
No,
hour.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. We go to the last fight. I'm not gonna switch it out.
No, and Trevor Whitman was the same thing was on display when Kamaru went up there, and I knew something weird was in the air that night. I knew there was going to be a knockout on that main event either way. I thought just because the way the other fights were going, Weidman breaking his leg, the knockouts, the dominance that we seen through the night and the crowd, I thought Masvidal had a chance at doing something spectacular.
You
Believe
were
it
on
or
that
not,
side.
I had a feeling, and then
I thought the main event was gonna be boring as fuck because the card was so great.
no,
Like
there was
our
something in
Vegas
the
event,
air.
like Yoel Romero and Israel
Mhm.
Adesanya. There was something in the air that night, and then the main event sucked dick. So I thought
There
this is what
wasn't
we're in
something
for.
in the air. There's something in
We
your
were
nose.
we were laughing. I like the way it smells. We were laughing because we were all like, "There's no way
Aspirin.
this card has been so great. This card has been." I'm gonna talk over that. This card has been so great that fucking my ass cracked, Sean. He was talking more about my ass crack than what was in the bottle, bro. Like, damn it. I don't even know why I keistered that shit, bro. Like,
Plastic bottle.
Yeah, they can do nothing, man. I'm like, all right, I put it between my butt cheeks just in case. Made it, maybe they would have frisked me if I didn't do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
That just
anyway.
made the trip way better though. By the way. But yeah, no, Kamaru I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but Kamaru Usman was
because the way they've been putting like his real African name lately.
right. Whatever. But Kamaru's he's a good champion. I have to admit it now. I've never been a big fan of him. I'm still not a big fan of him. I want to see him lose, but he's a dominating champion right now.
The thing that sucks about him is the character that he plays because of the way
That might just be him though.
No, it's not at all.
You don't think so?
Not at all. Not in the least bit, dude. You see all of his like regular ass interviews on the side and shit. He's so humble and he's so calm and he doesn't talk. That's what like even Jorge Masvidal saying he's a super fucking nice guy. Like he's not this shit talker, but he knows that in order to get paid, and his manager, bro, like his manager,
Ali Abib Zazib,
dude,
whatever.
he knows the game so well. Like in order to get paid, you gotta stir shit and talk stuff. But he's not that guy at all. Like at all. He is like so humble and so respectful. And when he even said like to Jorge Masvidal, you truly like you made me nervous. You made me step my game up, dude. When you see fucking Kamaru and Chandler rolling together, dude, I'm sorry, but you do not get to that level of excellence if you're actually that character that you see on TV. That guy on TV, like, I'm a problem. Like that's just who he's been told to be.
Yeah.
In his attempt to be
marketable,
by the general public and marketable. And it's failing because the reason it fails is because everyone's like,
they're not really like that. They could see through it.
You can see through it and you're like, it's fake as fuck. And that part is what's annoying where you don't like him. But then the reason that it's annoying and you don't like him is because, you actually like who he really is. And that's the hard part. Like who he really is, dude, I don't think I'd have a problem with that dude.
No, he's a solid champion, dude. And he's a martial artist too, man. Like dude, there's a reason Whitman's with him and there's a reason Rose is around. They're legit martial artists, and great
And he
fighters.
and he's not just after gold. Like
Mhm.
he's a competitor to the core as far as trying to be the greatest. Like otherwise he could have just wrestled longer, but
Yeah.
he's focused on his striking and he is so dedicated to his craft and defending that title. And I like you know, and
He's gonna be hard to beat. I'm gonna tell you
I
that
thought
right
Jorge
now.
Masvidal was gonna win. I really did. I thought
Yeah.
Jorge Masvidal was gonna touch him up, and then I mean, Kamar did what he did, and I mean, it was. I did
You think
not.
we're just buying the hype too much on Masvidal? Like, I know
No,
Masvidal's
no.
good, but the UFC's really pushing
Ma,
him right now.
Masvidal is good, but he got cocky, and he admits it when he was drinking his own Kool-Aid. He has great head movement. He decided, like his pre-fight things were, oh, I've never been hit that soft in my life, and he admitted afterwards he didn't show me that in the first fight. I never felt his power in the first fight.
Yeah.
So he goes, he slapped me. It is what it is. I'm a fan of the game at that point. But the first round should have gave him an indicator that there's more power. But he apparently wasn't feeling it. He was getting hit and wobbled.
Apparently
And
not.
then
He had that left hand so fucking low the whole time.
I thought his corner and him were going to recognize that, hey, move your fucking head. Don't eat that right hand. Don't play that game. And the second round, he comes out. Even, the funny thing is, my mom's like, "You can't play fucking games like that," and I'm like, "Mom, trust me."
I thought he was baiting him. I really
like,
did.
But he kind of was. Like he thought he was going to take a shot. He said, but I mean, but the point is that he was so confident and cocky that it sucks because we didn't get to see. That's why Jorge is a fan, and he knows he knows in his own head, like, dude, I didn't take that serious.
Yeah.
And that was the stupid part. And that's once again the mental. Like I feel like skill wise, Jorge did have potential to make. Doesn't mean he was going to win, but he definitely had the potential to make that go better. But mentally, he was way too overconfident. So I don't know if he really could have done better because when he is feeling great, if that's the way he's going to act, like he can take any punch, then that's what happens. So
yeah. Good fight though. Good fight card all the way around from start to finish. I missed the prelims. I wish I would have watched
they
them.
were fucking good, dude.
Yeah,
Go back,
but
watch them on ESPN Plus. They're worth it.
The main card was just outstanding. And to wrap this whole thing up, I do have to bring this up because it really pumped me up. Seeing good old Nick Diaz there looking fucking amazing, bro. Like,
well, he looked drunk in the crowd, but he looked. I mean,
no, but I'm
before he-
saying like healthy wise, like
dude, I'm so pumped if he's really gonna come back. And I mean, I was commenting like I don't know if he's coming back at 185 or 170 or what. Like Nate's going up.
no one knows.
Yeah, and I mean,
No one
they're all
knows.
talking about Kamayev, which it is a horrible matchup for him to come back to.
I'll tell you what, I want fucking if that ends up being the matchup, I obviously I'm rooting for Nick the whole time, but I don't like that guy because he's a little bitch.
But
you don't fucking retire for a week with COVID and then all of a sudden come back.
I don't know about any of that. All I know is that if I'm a promoter, I am not going to bring Nick Diaz back on a superstar level fight, a pay-per-view seller.
Against
have him fight Chimaev?
Yeah.
No, because he's like
they're trying to hype that guy.
Yeah, they're trying to hype him because he's not a pay-per-view draw yet.
Yeah.
You bring Nick Diaz back, you need to bring him back to a pay-per-view draw. Like
Masvidal.
Good point brought up. I mean, Masvidal's huge. Then you have, a Lawler rematch who's been on his way out. Lawler's a great welcome back.
I said that a year ago, Chad, in our group message.
And that's what, with Lawler being as far out as he is and Nick coming back in, Lawler still has crazy stardom.
There's a good matchup.
And it's a great, either way, it's a great fight no matter what. And you get to find out if Nick Diaz is for real or not. And if Nick comes back and wins, then you get your money's worth. What you paid Nick to fight Robbie.
Yeah, you're getting that in pay-per-view.
On that, because then you get to bring him back again and then fight Masvidal or then fight somebody. So you got to bring him back in versus a highly recognizable pay-per-view name that's not in the top 3. Because if I'm a promoter bringing Nick back, I want him to fight twice at least. And I want him to
right?
I want him to come back and prove that he at least gets a win or that he's done. Like
Mhm.
basically, you need to
Put a
beat
put a
this
nail in
guy.
the coffin.
Exactly. You need to beat this guy or we know you're done. Right?
Yeah.
Because you beat this guy, we know you're done, or we know that you're getting dramatic cut in pay
Yeah.
because you're not at that level anymore, right? So that
Yeah.
would be it. So I'd love to see him come, dude. I
I don't
really
care
hope.
who he comes back against, man.
I
I
really
just
don't.
miss seeing Nick in there. He's
Yeah,
such a fucking fun fighter to watch, man. Like,
it's the hype is different, you know. It's fun,
yeah.
man. And and in there he's doing good. He made me yawn, motherfucker. I seen you reach back, yawn. I know.
He's doing really good. He looks like I just seen a couple pictures on Instagram a few weeks ago before the fight, and I was super happy because he's doing triathlons again, or at least posting about it. I'm sure he's been doing some here and there throughout the past few years, but this picture that he posted the other day, I mean, it looked like, a solid Nick Diaz
Well, we've
in
never
really good
seen him
shape.
even with six packs. So he's never been that actually defined with his.
No, yeah. He was
So he,
shredded.
yeah.
I
Yeah, so
I
I mean, it's exciting, dude. I really hope it's real. I hope he's coming back and making a return. I really do.
yeah. And I mean, just give us something with it, right? Give us anything. I don't care who he fights, really. Fight
Yeah.
Chamavev or whatever the fuck his
I mean, and
COVID name
that's
is.
not my point. Is if he comes back at 185, like I don't know who he fights at 185. Like
Fight
I don't know.
Masvidal. I don't
At
care. Fight
185 is
Connor.
good. No,
Fight
I'm saying
Connor. I don't give a shit.
185. No, 185.
I don't. I heard a rumor Nick's coming back at 70 or lower.
There's
I
no way he's coming back lower. Nate's. This is the other thing. This is where my mind's at on that. Nate has accepted that he's going to move up to 170 versus Leon Edwards.
yeah.
Nick's not going to
He's not gonna
enter
take his baby
title picture.
brothers. Yeah.
I don't think Nick's going to come back in at 170 where his brother is. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any. You're not going to re-enter that 170 picture. I think
Well, and let's
Nick.
be real,
That's why I
cutting
put him at.
down to 170 for Nick. I mean,
Nick's a
he's an
lot
older
bigger than Nate,
fighter.
and
Yeah.
Nick's bigger than Nate. Like people do not realize that Nick is not like a
Oh
small
yeah.
guy.
He's over 200 pounds at least. Like,
He walks over 200 all the time. Yeah,
yeah.
and that's what I mean, and yeah, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I really just hope he comes back. Like I said, I don't really care who against, but I'm definitely rooting for him. I've always been
Yeah,
a Nick Diaz fan.
I do hope he comes back with like somewhat of a warm-up fight. Just get in there, fuck somebody up, and then quick turnaround.
Yeah.
That's what I would love to.
Yeah.
My ideal
Less
return
than
for
6
Nick
months.
is like somebody like not fucking top 3,
No.
like, but a good name that you have that he's
Respect
fired.
for.
Exactly. He has respect for. He's fired up to fight. The money's there. The fight's there. Get that win.
Would you want
Turn it
to
around in 2 months and come back.
would you want him to rematch Anderson Silva? I know Anderson's kind of on the outs
No,
right now. I was
Anderson
just
Silva's
throwing it
under,
out there.
but he's not under UFC contract anymore either. Anderson Silva signed with ONE FC or something. Anderson Silva was released from the UFC.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I
Yeah.
said he's on the
But I mean,
outs.
I literally would care nothing for that because Anderson Silva could stall the fight out more. Like I don't stylistically, that matchup is boring as fuck. Like, I mean, with Nick coming back, that's what I keep looking at the 185-pound division. I'm like, ooh, who's exciting there? But he hasn't really had a presence there except for Anderson Silva. So I don't know. I don't know.
It's hard to really tell at this point.
Yeah.
This is where we go back to the Legends League. Chad, I'm still on board with
Legends
it.
League, baby.
Throw Nick Diaz in the Legends League, give him a title, and let's keep this thing going as long as we can. Chad, let's wrap this thing up, brother. It's been a pleasure being on the show, man. I'm glad we're back. We're being consistent again. Nothing's gonna stop us, like I say. This was a really fun episode, man. I thought we were just gonna bullshit about some fights, and man, we got really deep on some stuff,
This
and I
is
really enjoyed it.
the same, man. We're not supposed to have any true directive, brother. We're supposed to
Yeah.
go where we go.
Yeah,
That's it.
I loved hearing your take on these fights and just everything in general. Life, that stuff. Hearing your friends and your brothers like talk about it, and when you guys agree on the same mindsets and things like that, it's like reassuring. Okay, like
It's fun, man. God, we've been, like it's odd to it almost feels disingenuous to say that we were in the game for a while, but then you start to talk to people and it's like, oh God,
Yeah.
we were 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I was training for my first fight.
Yeah. It's
What?
crazy, right?
15 years ago? Like that's
We were
fucked up. Bro. I'm
kids.
not that fucking old, dog. Like
What's crazy is
how
we
old
were
enough to say-
kids.
Yeah. And like it didn't feel like it at the time.
No.
I remember literally when I met Victoria, bro, 23 years old. I thought I was too old to go back to fighting.
23.
Swear to God. That was why like I barely trained because I thought I was washed up at that point.
At 23.
At 23. And now they're like, oh, 23-year-old hot prospect. I'm like,
They say it sometimes when they're 28. 28-year-old prospect coming out, dude, he's
and then you
solid.
start to find like, oh, he's coming into his prime at 32 years old. It's like,
Yeah.
God damn it, I had
Dude,
it wrong.
I wish I was hitting my prime right now. I'm 32 turning 33 in a month or so, and man, I really wish I was hitting that prime. I feel shitty.
Bro, I thought I was till fucking that nogi 2 weeks ago in sparring Monday night. Man, fuck. Straight
what
up, bro.
happens,
Like
brother.
I was like, if I wanted to do it for real, I'd have to be like, hey, babe, Axel, see you later.
Yeah.
Daddy got to fucking
Handle
hounds up.
business.
Yeah. I get like a cabin on Hell's Canyon River and then just drive to the gym and then go back out and just fucking eat burgers every day and be on some protein diet and shit. Like for me to actually live like a training camp, like I can't even see my wife or son. Like I can't. You guys are
No.
weaknesses for me. Like and not
No,
that
there's a
sounded
lot
like
of fighters like that though.
yeah, that sounded like the most fucked up thing. Dude, it's true. That's why they go to other places.
When
Like
it makes
I'm
you
not
hungrier. Like
I'm
not
not
seeing your family as a sacrifice.
exactly. I'm not strong enough to sacrifice them. Like I'm not that strong. Like I don't my passion for that world is not so far outweighing as my passion for the other world. And
Yeah.
I'm not discrediting anybody that feels that way. I'm just saying me within myself, that's something I recognize. And I'm like, fuck that dog. Like I'm sort of like life ain't so bad, bro. And I'm working my fucking ass off every day. And I'm finally starting to get paid for it. And when I got a fucking like limp for fucking 2 days because
Because you got a scab on your dick and it drags the floor.
yeah. Where did that? What old man did you get that from?
I don't know, man. We were walking down the hallway and I just started limping and Jay's like, why are you limping? I go, bro, I got a scab on my dick because it drags the floor. And he's like, what?
That had
It's a
come
good
from, like,
setup, bro. I don't know where I came up with it, but
that
it
had
just came to
come
me.
from, like a 90-year-old man, dog. That's some old school joking right there. Like that is such an old man joke. Like, oh, God, yeah, I like it.
Do it at work tomorrow for me.
Oh,
Just limp around and John will be like, what?
I'm gonna be 100 years old telling that joke, bro, to fucking goddamn preschool teachers. Like,
Oh, why are you limping, sir?
Yeah, going into my great grandson's fucking preschool to pick him up. Like, oh, are you okay? So I got a scab on my dick because it's dragging the floor. Like, I'm sorry, excuse me, sir. What did you just say? I said I got a scab on my dick because it's dragging the floor. I'm here to pick up my great grandson.
And my ball sack on the way out.
Yeah. You see my ball sack is back there in my truck. Lost that a long fucking time ago. I keep it with me for safekeeping. You ever heard of a lucky rabbit's foot? I got my fucking ball sack on a keychain. It's on my truck. Truck's still running.
This truck's still running. Why did you have to throw that in there?
I don't know.
I got tears. Oh, man.
Oh.
All right, Chad. Well, this is Sinner and the Saint, episode 65. This is Dave. Chad, what do you got to say?
All I got to say is, man, pleasure to be back. Always having fun. And thank you to all the loyal listeners out there. You know, it's cool.
Did you just martial arts bow to me?
What did I?
you like tapped your sides?
I always do, bro. I feel you know how fucked up it is, bro, when like I go in the gym after like a month and I still bow when I get on the mountain, bat when I get off, and it's like, this fucking guy shows up
Yeah.
once in a month and he's bald. I'm like, get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
you fraud. Fuck.
Oh
Like,
man.
I'm judging them all. I'm like, my heart is in the right place, you fuckers.
It's respect.
Yeah. I do. I bow
Oh.
on it. I always bow.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Oh. All right, man. Well, this has been a fun one, brother. And we will be back on Facebook next week. You can check us out on YouTube. Follow our Instagram page. We're going to be a little bit more active on that and throw some pictures up there, some videos, maybe even some clips of the show for you guys to check out. But other than that, give us a like on Apple Podcasts, download us, subscribe to the podcast. We're going to keep doing this out there, mainly for me and Chad to just keep our relationship, keep our friendship active and going, and for you guys to get a few laughs along the way. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Chad, you need to work out and tan a little bit more. More tanning than working out, but you've always been a tanner, bro. The As for Dave competition, you tanned. You broke the rules.
Don't worry, bro. I'm gonna be tanning for our 4th of July fucking meetup, dog. By the time you guys get there on 4th of July, I'm gonna be fucking shredded and tan and shit. I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? I don't know. I just been hanging out. What's
You're gonna look like a 6-year-old man in Florida.
Look like a fit Tom Cruise.
All right. Well, episode 65 has been a pleasure, and we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Give us a like.
Yeah. Sin Insane, episode 65.
We out.
We out.